Welcome to the RawDawgers Sportscast Live. I'm Sean Watson.
I'm Ron Kessler.
And I'm Brad Painter.
It has been an absolute flurry in the free agent market, guys. I'm sure everybody, I'm like inundated with shit. I feel overwhelmed.
I can't keep up.
I know.
I don't remember any it ever being like this.
No.
Well,
that's why I kind of started that off with that. Has
anybody really seen anything like this?
Not in 2 days.
Right.
2 days.
Right. Then you had the tampering period before that.
Which is obvious. Everybody says
Right.
And
And
the
the
NFL
NFL
too.
Right.
And
And
the
the
NFL
NFL
already
already
come
comes
out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is pretty much legal
tampering
period.
Period.
But before we get into some of the free agents, locally with the Browns, division wide, etc., breaking news from the RawDawgers Sportscast: Mike Vrabel is coming to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Missed out on. I don't know if he actually missed out on the head coaching cycle. I know he had interviews with the Chargers and the Falcons in there. It's something I didn't know that I kind of found out today too, was he was at the Combine and hanging out with Andrew Berry and Stefanski, and I just kind of uncovered, and I didn't know that. I don't know if any of you guys knew that or not.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Well, I didn't watch it either, but I just saw a couple different reports today that he was even there. I never heard reports that he was there. So, former Buckeyes legend, New England 3-time Super Bowl winner, and former Titans head coach, Mike Vrabel, coming to Cleveland.
He's got to be just, it says consultant, but I mean, it's probably for players like me and Ryan were talking earlier, just scouting and just, hey, I was a player. Let's cut through the bullshit. Let's focus here. Because obviously, I don't think Stefanski's a bad locker room guy, but he doesn't possess what he needs.
Former player locker room vibes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we still are an insanely penalized team, so there's something there that they're actively trying to fix, which is good.
Right.
Just Lord knows what we paid fucking Vrabel, but it's not our money. So
I did see a snippet as soon as the news came through today of the Cleveland Browns Daily with Zagura, and they were just trying to get right on top of it. And I thought Zagura really made a good point, was that now think about this, inside the same room you're going to have 3 coaches of the years within 5 years of each other.
I don't think that's a recipe for a bad thing.
No, absolutely not. I don't know if that's ever really happened.
Well, and the dynamic of Schwartz worked for Vrabel.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you want to have people that you work well together, and they have a history together. And I think he's a good defensive mind, obviously Vrabel. So why not have as many good heads in the room that you possibly can?
And of course, on the glasses half empty crowd of the Cleveland Browns forums.
Yeah, if we lose that first game, Vrabel's going to be our head coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
God.
Right. Well, you already knew where I was going with this before I even said it.
Yeah.
That's good. Congratulations.
Go on Brown's Twitter for a second.
Browns Twitter, Browns anything.
Yeah, good
and
Lord.
You just get to, everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're in shambles. We won 11 games last year. It's all, the plane's about to hit the fucking mountain here.
Yep.
So, Vrabel.
Yeah, DPOI and head coach of the year.
Yeah.
We suck.
Assistant coach of the year, comeback player of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
4 Pro Bowlers this last year?
Starters. I think they ended up with 6.
Yeah, starter. I'm sorry. I did miss speak there. So, yeah, Vrabel originally from the Akron area. What Akron school was he at? Was it, do you even know? I forgot to even look that up.
Like high school wise?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Not the same.
But he's a Northeast Ohio
Not the
guy.
same as LeBron, though, right?
I feel like it'd be a story that we would know if it was the same.
Right. I feel like it would have kind of broke through there and everything.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't a LeBron charter school. They didn't exist. So I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way. Squash any of those rumors. The other big news that kind of broke this afternoon too, and I kind of had it in the rundown. We were going to run down through some of the free agents, and I actually had to scratch the part when we were talking about Kenny Pickett. It's a small world, and
It's not the only thing small.
So right.
That we know of.
So played in Pittsburgh 2 years, part of the 2022 draft class. Of course, now they brought Danger Russ in.
Danger Russ.
We talked about that last week on a $1.2 million deal. Of course, he's getting kickbacks off of that Denver money. Doesn't really care. Comes into the building. I did find out that apparently he did have some problems and I didn't know about this, the Week 17 game against Seattle. They wanted to go ahead and dress him as the third-string quarterback.
Oh, Pickett?
Yeah. And he came right in, and he was like throwing a fit right on the sideline. Not even below the sideline.
Wasn't he still hurt?
I think he was ready to go way before that because Mason Rudolph was kind of on a streak.
Yeah. He actually, I think they hit 400 yards in a game, and they're like, oh!
Right. Now,
turns out we have stud wide receivers.
Right.
Now Mason Rudolph off to Tennessee, to back up Will Levis.
To be a cop.
Be a cop.
Yeah. So
he's going to use the hard R there for sure.
Gary,
that would not be the first time.
Gary Dulock of the Pittsburgh Times-Gazette confirmed earlier this afternoon that Kenny Pickett is being traded to the Eagles. The Eagles gave up the 98th pick and two 2025 seventh-round picks to get Pickett and the 120th overall pick back via Adam Schefter. So,
what a value.
What a value. So they're giving up I made this TikTok. You have it loaded up.
Steelers fans will swear that was not a bust.
Sure.
Pick. They will swear up and down by it.
Which one is that?
The one with the clown.
Oh, yes.
Damn it, I wish we could hear it. Actually, I love that one. Just brought it over and got on CapCut and, stole that. You can do whatever. Lots of people do that with that. Anyway, so like I said, I talked about Pickett's behavior last season. Any other thoughts about that? I mean, what's Pickett?
You got the video of him
do?
getting fussy?
No, I don't. No. I read about that earlier today. I didn't know that. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not.
So, and that to me, like, I'm not afraid of Russ being there because he is a horrible locker room guy, apparently. Yeah. I mean, they got rid of Deontay Johnson, but you think George Pickens hates fucking Pickett and Rudolph?
Right.
Wait till that dude's missing him wide the fuck open.
Right. Wait till he plays a Future song and Russ gets mad and doesn't throw the ball to him for a full game.
But tells him to praise Jesus.
He will. Yep. Keep with the Lord.
All right. Well, and the thing about Russ, I did see his little bit of snippet there when he was kind of showing off on, I don't know if it was on TikTok or Reels or whatever.
Jesse.
Got traded
for a washing machine.
Pretty much.
He's got to show him where the jejunum is.
Yeah.
Never been punched
on that TikTok, I generally made the statement that he got traded for a better beer than Yingling. Yeah. So in a 7th round pick.
Well, and that's it. So that also is like where the fuck Justin Fields is going. And to me, it seems like more and more they're just not going to draft Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Right.
For them to not be anywhere yet.
Because
they're just losing value by the day.
It was either it was either Philly or Denver. I mean, really.
And all the Steelers blogs this afternoon were talking about, like, yeah, Fields is probably coming here now. I mean, now that Rudolph's gone, Pickett's gone.
Oh, I don't think they take.
That's
Fields
what they're all talking about. And it's not just one. I was doing a little investigative reporting.
Really?
And I was just kind of looking at it. They're all about it. All the Bengals forums, like, we're getting Fields. We're getting Fields. He's coming here.
Steelers forums.
Yeah. Oh, which I mean, I know they're biased. I mean, Browns.
No,
are
you
biased.
said Bengals. I was like,
oh, I'm sorry. I meant Steelers. I apologize.
I mean, yeah, to me that should have been their MO anyway.
But you essentially have a free quarterback in Russ, so why not?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they definitely still could.
Well, in the Fields' 5th-year option, they won't have to make a decision on that until 2025.
So he's going into year 4
Correct.
Now.
Yeah, he's doing 3. Yeah, 3rd.
Don't you have to accept or deny that 5th-year option after year 3?
I don't know that.
Because that's what we did. That's what we did. We gave Wills his and Baker his going into year 4.
Right. I don't know that. I don't know that.
That might have to be a decision made before the league year.
What I read was they wouldn't have to make at least that call
Or
on
June
his,
1st or
his
whatever the hell
fifth-year
it is.
option until 2025 with Fields if they decided to go ahead and try to make a deal. Which
I thought you had to make a decision on that going into year 4. I'm almost certain.
I don't know.
That's
Tell
how we
us.
had to do with
Tell,
Wills.
tell us where I'm wrong and Ryan's right because I get so fucking used to that.
Well, so isn't
And you could be like I said. I just read some of the stuff about it, and I'm like, well,
because Wills was drafted in 2020. They accepted the 5th-year option last year, which was 2023.
okay,
Baker was 18. They gave him his 5th-year option during 2021. Might even been 2020. It was after 2020. So that was year 3. I'm pretty sure you have to do it going into year 4. So
Okay.
it's not like a dead leg contract.
right,
So I don't know if trades impact that.
right.
They may have until like June 1st or something to
Yeah, it
make
could
that
be.
decision.
I mean, I do know this that if that option was taken, it'd be $25 million.
Right.
I mean,
So
I know that
that's the
number
thing.
is
Like if
solid.
you trade for him.
They're not. The Steelers aren't going to take a backup quarterback and pay him $25
Right.
million.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're only paying Russ like 1.2, and then I mean, there's a really good chance you could go ahead and.
But how are you
But
gonna
you're never
have
gonna see
Russ
him.
start?
Yeah.
But,
Right.
Hey, we're gonna pay this dude to be the dude of our future, which
Yeah.
Russ probably still thinks he can play another 5 years.
Oh, I'm sure he probably does.
I would not find it wise for the Steelers to go after Fields.
I hope
now.
they make it total chaos. Go get Fields now. Fuck it. That'll make it even better.
I'm just saying it doesn't really make sense to.
No.
right.
Because you have the absolute deal of the century for 2 years if you want.
You
it.
do.
Right.
Agreed.
So why go pay Fields any money?
I mean, unless the ultimate goal now that they've jettisoned Rudolph and Pickett is to go ahead and get Russ in there.
Play
and
two
then,
quarterbacks at once?
No, or just bring Fields in
To
and
compete?
have Russ basically
Russ
be his
the
backup
Could be.
to help kind of help trade Fields. I'm just throwing it
I
out there.
I hope they do that. I want to see all of those interviews, all those press conferences. They are going to hate that.
Right.
And I will love it. I will
And just
love
like
every
you guys
second.
said, I mean, by the day now that we're deep into free agency,
His
value just keeps
I think
plummeting.
I just
all the QB
saw-
slots are filled.
I just saw a clip today of. I
Are
think it
they?
was yesterday? Ryan Clark was like, they were talking about Fields and shit, and they're like, RC was just like, how about if the Bears just fucking keep him?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
why is nobody talking about that?
Right. I did see that
Like,
clip with
does
Ryan
Caleb
Clark
Williams already have a contract with
Yeah,
the
I seen
Bears?
that.
I don't think he does.
too. No. But man, can you imagine that? You go and and they're just sitting with Fields there.
Well, but I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense for them to not already be trading the picks so other teams can
Right.
examine Caleb Williams and like, okay, this is our guy. This is who we want.
Mm-hmm.
Or does
Well,
he
you-
just
you
suck?
You can just, I don't know. You can still go into draft night and
Sure.
people are going to
That's
be
what I'm
bidding.
saying. Does Caleb
can.
Williams just as a human is horrible? So he's met with nobody else.
I mean, how many?
so they don't even know his like
Yeah.
shitty normal personal side.
How many people like? So you paint your nails? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Just like this straight up draft day, the movie.
Right. Oh, and there's other quarterbacks in this draft that people might want.
Well,
Yeah.
and here's the other thing too. Going back to what you were talking about. I mean, I know we're all dogging on Bryce Young, but I don't think that trade even happened until a week before, did it? Wasn't it
Right,
like a
yeah.
week before?
Yeah.
The draft,
Yeah.
where Chicago went ahead and
And if Chicago is like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna go take Marv one, we don't even want to chance it.
That would be stupid.
yeah,
I think if they trade back to 3, they'll still get more.
Yeah.
And get a lot of value.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
I do
dude, they'll get
that.
another. They'll have 3 first round picks this
Yeah,
year, regardless.
that's absolutely the path they should take. If
And
they
they'll
don't,
have 2
they're
next
just
year, probably.
stupid.
Yeah.
Unless they really, truly believe that Caleb Williams is some sort of generational godlike talent.
right.
Right.
Which I don't see.
He's been touted like that for over a year now.
I don't see it.
But I don't either. But of course, I'm not an expert by far. So I don't know.
It is not a path.
It is not a pet.
All right, so let's get into some of this free agency news. Just like you said, we felt like it was just huge. You and I texted about. I mean,
you couldn't even keep up like through the day.
Right. Just the flurry of the ESPN alerts and whatever just coming through my phone, just like boom, 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 boom.
Then you're like, fuck, is this real? Is it like, what the fuck? Because I seen one I was going through, and it was like Mike Williams to the Browns. I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Where did you see that at? It
Some
came up
on Twitter.
Oh shit!
Some of them on TikTok get fucky too. Like
they do.
The one I saw today was like Ravens free agency, like Derrick Henry, and then it was like, then we signed Justin Jefferson, and then we signed Jamar Chase,
Right.
and then we signed Joe Burrow as a backup.
This could happen in Pittsburgh then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for real though, we're gonna have to sift through the bullshit to get what's real if Fields ends up going to Pittsburgh. So, what's your feeling on the running backs? Of course, I had a list here of some of the running backs that went
to see some money. That's nice.
Yeah, but
I think that trend's going to start going back to
really.
So
it seemed like the secondary market dropped and the running back market went sky
as far
high.
as free agency goes. Yeah. You know, I did bring this, or I was kind of diving this a little bit today. Do you think it's
loaded running back class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But do you feel like it may be? What do you need?
Just shuffle those beers over here.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
Oh,
That's gonna cost you a toll. The river Styx.
all right.
Loot. Anyway.
now you've died of dysentery.
Right.
He's
So
like a troll under the bridge. You got to pay your tolls.
could it be possibly though that it's a lower end running back class that's kind of coming out?
Many running backs.
Yeah, so
It's like that dude out of Notre Dame, and that's it.
I saw people talking, or some of the Pro Football Focus was talking about this and everything. So last year, of course, you had Bijan Robinson going to the Falcons. Shocker.
Gibbs.
And Gibbs go, in the first round. Shocker that Atlanta went out and just got, best guy on the board instead of need. Because that's what Atlanta does.
Right.
We'll get into Kirk Cousins here a little bit later, but whatever. So, but the first, 4 running backs taken last year, 2 in the first, Robinson, Gibbs. And then this year, they're saying Jonathan Brooks is first on the big board at 64. So you're talking like possible outside of trades and anything that's going to happen. He would be the last pick of the second round, where you had 4 running backs taken before that. And we all know that the wide receiver class, offensive tackle class, or offensive line class is huge this year in the draft.
Which is perfect for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to go now. We've addressed
OL.
Everything else.
Well, I'm just.
I want a wide receiver and an O-line.
Well, that, and I'm talking even in the first round, though. I mean, the first round,
we don't
not
have
just
to
that.
worry about that.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No.
But just like I was talking about last week, where the betting line's been put at like 7.5 offensive linemen going in the first round of the draft, which would be like unprecedented. I don't know if it's ever happened. So, who's going to be there when we do make that pick? I don't know.
I think when we took Wills, there was like 4 or 5 in the first round.
Yeah.
There was a bunch. That was a big class too.
There was like 3 before we even picked, I think.
Yeah, Wirfs,
Maybe 2.
Wirfs went before.
Wirfs and that dude from
10.
Becton.
Becton, Mekhi Becton.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He's
So,
big trash.
big trash.
He's just too huge of a human.
Right.
All right, Cleveland Browns free agency, pickups, losses. Jerry Jeudy, one of the first kind of tampering stories that was happening over this past weekend. Goes ahead and signs with the Browns for 2024 and a 5th and a 6th round pick, like a bag of chips. Okay, he's already playing on now because Denver gave him the 5th year option. It was a almost $13 million. We'll round it up. $13 million deal that basically we're going to have this year. And then that's all against the cap. And that's fine. The one thing I do like about it, and I'm glad that you went ahead and told me about his interview yesterday because I was listening to that a little bit, and was the fact that I like a wide receiver like that. Any player, if they're drafted in the first round, and then they have to try to work into a big contract.
Yeah.
So I feel like more times than not, and not that I'm an expert on fantasy, I'm going to tell you that right now because I suck at that. But I do like try to pick those guys. I try to find the guys that are playing for a contract like that.
That's a great strategy.
That have had kind of some good years. I mean, I know Judy he fell off a little bit. The one year he was only played 10 games that I was looking on Pro Football Focus. But the one thing I did notice about him too is we have Elijah Moore, and I know Judy talked about it kind of in his interview, but he's kind of the same kind of guy. Now, when I was breaking down some of those numbers today, of course, yak is the biggest thing you hear about nowadays when it comes, especially with any type of receiver.
Especially like a gadget type guy.
Yeah.
Right.
What I did see about Judy is that he was double Elijah Moore, like over any year. And actually, Elijah Moore's first and second year, he was damn near triple. And his yak continues to go up, his average.
I think that is just... I don't really see Judy as a crazy gadget guy like Elijah. There's a lot of catches Elijah Moore's getting at the line of scrimmage that he's either swarmed or he's... A lot of the times he's pretty fucked and there's somebody already on him. Whether that's he can't create separation or what, but I feel like Judy is definitely more of a not crazy downfield like Goodwin or anybody, but
yeah,
he's more downfield than Elijah Moore.
I agree. I agree with that. No, I agree with that. But it was basically just yards after catch, where he's beating Elijah Moore, consistently. Yeah. He's also, I know he had a hurt hand by his own admission. He had a broken bone in his hand.
Yeah,
that he was kind of nursing this last year.
Played in that Cleveland game and he wasn't supposed to.
Right. Yeah, he was talking about that. So he was.
His high Alabama IQ definitely showed in that interview.
Well, he is from South Florida.
And it was like the first question, and I'm like, Jesus. She's like, so, did you meet? How long have you known Amari Cooper? And when did you guys meet? And like the whole thing was like, well, I watched all of his film back in the day, and I'm just excited to play with him now. And she's just like, okay.
Yeah, because
that didn't answer that question at all. But
that Zoom interview, that was Mary Kate, right?
Yeah.
And then some other bonehead. Was
fucking.
Who was that?
Tony Grossi is like
Was that Grossi that was on that Zoom call?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He has had a conniption about fucking Joe Flacco this week.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
It's like, dude, he's like condemning the entire organization because our backup quarterback isn't Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I know.
And there's fans out there that it's just,
I mean, I'm not that I knew about Grossi, but I just know how the Browns fans are.
Yeah, dude, Grossi is
forums.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Captain Negative for sure.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, I smell his fucking hair grease from here. I'm Italian, so I can say that.
That's fine.
Fucking wop.
I thought your last name ended in an R, not a vowel.
A hard one.
Hard. Great point. Where the white women at?
Hey, where are the white women at?
All right, so who do you think really won this trade? Denver. Of course, they're getting that cap. They're getting that money off their cap. We know the fuck they need that.
Right.
Okay. So
they did what they needed to do cap wise, but it's like they fucked themselves by wanting more than what they were going to end up getting in the trade. I mean, we already had 2 4th and 5th round picks, so
right.
We're literally just getting.
Only time will tell. Maybe
it just depends what Jerry Jeudy.
Right.
Yeah. And to me, it does. Like, how does Denver end up winning this unless their 4th and 5th round picks turn into be all pros?
Right.
Which is very low probability.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
especially with Sean Payton being there.
Yeah.
I just firmly don't believe that Denver can win a trade at this point after the Russell situation. So.
Almost as bad as yeah, it's almost as bad as Carolina, but their trades have been like monumentally bad.
Yeah. For real. Let's give up the only 2 elements we've ever had
right
on our offense.
Right. Although they did pick up Deontay Johnson this week from the Steelers.
That sounds great.
Because I think, didn't I comment to you guys in the chat? And I'm like, there's no way that the Bryce Young is seeing this fucking dude on a 5-yard slant.
No, absolutely not. He's just throwing shit at this point at the wall.
He's going to be throwing fucking jump hooks. Big trash.
Garbage.
To try to hit Deontay Johnson. I mean, if Johnson or if he thought he had it bad, wait till he gets a load of Bryce Young.
Wow.
Wait till he turns around and can't even see the quarterback.
Exactly.
To know where the ball. Yeah. Like, remember when you were young, you used to throw the ball over the house?
Right.
That's what he's gonna see. It's like, oh fuck.
The trajectory too, because like
trying to spot
every
it.
other quarterback in the league is like this, and his has to be like that.
Like a rainbow.
Right. Like him doing this probably is barely over some of his offensive linemen.
Hopefully, any of the teams that they play in the NFC South or otherwise are starting like all their C players or third stringers, or they got a bunch of injuries.
All their 6'1" linebackers are playing on the line.
Yeah.
All right. Running back Nyheim Hines ends up signing with the Browns this year, a $3.5 million contract. He missed all last year due to a jet ski accident up in late Charlotte. Yeah, right. Just on his Sea-Doo. Just doing boat shit.
Hell yeah.
I guess he tried to pull up to some dock, and
was a
another guy
bad
that was with him, there was another drunk guy with a boat that was starting to back up. So he hit the throttle really fast on the Skidoo or Sea-Doo, whatever. And he ended up getting mangled by his partner there, and it was rough. I should have saved a picture. I didn't realize how bad that jet ski looked, but it was bad.
Fucking ruined it.
So I guess he went home and he was trying to nurse it overnight. He didn't get an MRI for like 5 days after that.
Damn.
And then they went ahead and gave him an MRI after he couldn't hardly stand.
Well, I'm sure he's trying to just fake his way through it.
Yeah, hello.
Now he's not going to get paid because that voids his fucking contract.
Right.
So, right, that's true. Good point. So then he had an MCL and an LCL tear, come to find out. From the
I'm sure he was traumatized because he fell in the water, and we all know that about them. Football players do not like the water.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, yes.
It's a great recovery. Love it.
Yeah, I didn't swim much in high
That's
school
what I
either.
meant, you fucking racist dickheads.
Here's kind of my biggest take, whether you like Nyheim Hines or not. I think Barry kind of got a 2-for-1 deal here.
Mm-hmm.
Because
for sure.
because of
I
his,
like Nyheim Hines.
because his,
I liked him when he played for the Colts. He's the pass catching back we need.
Right. And barring, how healthy Nick Chubb's coming back,
He can.
who's the best next running back in that room?
It would be him and Pierre Strong, I think. I don't even know if
I'm not a huge Jerome Ford fan.
I'm not either.
I don't know if Jerome makes the roster, honestly.
Okay.
Depends on how many running backs they want to carry. I mean, he'll probably at least be on the practice squad, but from what I hear from them is they're really high on Pierre Strong.
Are they?
If he can hold on to the damn ball, we seen it last year.
He played a lot.
We did.
But he was like 5 yards a pop.
Right. And they had a lot of rotations there, in the absence of Chubb, that was, Ford and Pierre Strong and shit. Who else? Ford, Pierre Strong, and Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Duh.
I've already forgot about the fucking guy.
I like Nyheim Hines too because he's like a known pass catching back. So
Yes.
that's something Stefanski can work with as far as just running like a QB draw or something.
Well, he was in Buffalo with Ken
send him
Dorsey.
to the flat, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, third down." Where you can run QB draw with Deshaun now, you've completely pulled your linebacker for him.
Right.
So that's shit he can play with.
Right.
And also he can just straight up catch the ball out of the backfield.
Right.
Which is nice.
And he's the familiarity of being in Buffalo with Ken.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, I did have that wrote down too. I thought that probably played a big part in that too.
Well, and he was a guy
And
lined up, honestly, for a bigger deal until he fucked his knee up.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, so I mean,
goddamn jet skis.
Right.
$3.5 million, and that's total. I mean, that's total money. That's not just base money.
Right.
That Hines can earn this next year. So the other thing, we're getting back to the kickoff return. So I don't know if you guys remember this one too, but the year before he hurt himself. He had that 2 kickoff return for touchdowns in the same game against the Patriots for the Bills.
It was the opening kickoff, right?
Yeah, there was 2 in the same game.
It was the game after what's his nuts went down, right? Hamlin.
It might have been.
It was
the
game right after.
Yeah, I think it might have been that
the opening
game.
kickoff to the crib.
It was immediate.
Yeah,
immediately was just like,
yeah, oh yeah,
I cannot
absolutely.
believe this happened.
But so, what do you think as far as Grant? I know it's terrible what has happened with him.
He's gonna have a shot for that. I mean,
two with one though.
First goddamn play in the regular season this year. First play in the preseason last year.
I mean, I can't see where Prochet's gonna sign.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I just
he's
don't
probably,
see it's gonna happen.
Probably going to the practice squad.
Right.
Who you guys talking about?
Jakeem Grant.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Grant Delpit.
The all-pro fucking returner that had to destroy every part of his body as soon as he put brown and orange on.
Yeah.
Convenient.
He just keeps getting J.K. Dobbin.
Yeah.
Like every fucking year.
Well, and that's a name that I still think they might be interested in to bring in.
Who was... I can't remember this dude's name. It's not Pierre Strong. Who was the other small running back we had that was like...
Kelly?
No. He was always... It was a wide receiver / running back. What the fuck was that dude's name? Number 25.
Yeah, fucking guy from UCLA. Felton.
Felton.
Oh,
Felton.
yeah.
Do we
yeah,
still
Felton.
have him or no?
I don't think
Felton's-
so.
No.
That sucks he never made anything.
Right.
Because he was fun.
Yeah, and
to watch.
he definitely had speed. And he had quickness too,
Yeah.
because he was doing that. He was doing
real
kickoff returns
small.
or punt returns too, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He was doing kick returns, wasn't a punt return.
okay, yeah, because we still had DPJ in there doing that.
Yeah.
That looked like he had a bag of sand in his ass.
Right.
He didn't know
Up
what the
his ass.
fuck to do, when the ball was there. And I'm like, I immediately want to go back to like Michigan film and see, did this guy ever take
The worst one to
punt
me
returns?
was he fair caught a punt at like the 4-yard line.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what in the fuck? Like,
And then,
why?
speaking of like Bryce Young throwing the ball over the house,
Yeah.
that was like DPJ every time, and you're just holding your breath to make sure that, hoping the guy fields the ball.
Please God, just catch it.
Looked like I can't say that.
That's fine.
I was about to say something
okay.
like,
This is on the internet forever.
Well, it's like something trying to fuck a football, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to say the first part because that could be construed.
Yeah.
But he was not a good punt or kick returner.
No. All right.
Better kick returner, but not a punt returner.
Right. All right. Big name coming up. Like it or hate it, Jameis Winston. Famous.
Hell yes.
Famous.
Eat that dog.
Jameis. $8.7 million incentive-based salary with $1.2 guaranteed. As soon as we get Jameis, Joe Flacco signing immediately to the Colts for basically the same contract.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of mixed feelings around this, with Browns Nation, all the bullshit forums. I'm sure fucking Grossi.
Oh, he had a conniption.
Yeah, about getting Jameis.
This is purely avoiding Deshaun throwing one incomplete pass.
right. It's all a mental thing.
Getting crowd noise.
Now, the other side of that, you have people that are talking about, are they worried about Deshaun being so fragile that he couldn't stand the Cleveland Brown fans chanting for Flacco?
I would say that, yeah.
I don't think that's a fragility thing. It's just why... To think that Joe Flacco is just going to come in next year and just let it and do what he did last year again is shit like that just doesn't happen again and again. The dude's going to be 40 years old next year.
I agree.
I mean,
We saw him with the Jets. Like
Derek
fucking
Anderson
sucked.
went to the fucking Pro Bowl. Then what happened after that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love Joe, and if he would have came back, I wouldn't have been mad about it. But to me, Jameis Winston's probably the best backup in the league. He has starting experience. He can sling it. And you're telling me he couldn't go out there and throw 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 300 pressure?
Really, that's all Flacco did was sling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every play was set up for him to just cut it loose.
Well, and I said this.
Because he threw some dicey. He still had
Yes.
a bunch of picks.
I agree
And
with you.
other other throws he made were absolutely dicey.
Yeah.
That could have been picks.
That Bears game, I always go back to that Bears game.
Yeah, we were there for that.
There's a lot of shit going on there. I'm like, wow, and that triple coverage in that game.
That's
that's a bad throw. I mean, the one, starting off with the Rams, and you saw the Flacco at the end. I'm like, there's the pick.
Yeah.
And Brandon, you brought it up too, going into that playoff game, and you're just waiting for, and we're like, shut the fuck up, Donnie. Just immediately, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we
Don't
identified that he hasn't played bad yet.
Right, Donnie. And I hate you for that so much.
It's definitely my fault.
Well, and even in that game, like, we got behind, and he had to throw it every play, and it was the defense lost us that game. I don't think you can't throw 2 back-to-back pick sixes.
No, you can't.
In a regular season game, but especially in a fucking playoff.
I think Greg Newsome lost us that game.
Yeah.
It definitely put the nail in the coffin.
Oh, yeah.
The pick sixes. So I just wanted to hang myself out this window. Immediately. So
well, I mean,
I like Brian said in our chat, Jameis is essentially the same guy, just a little bit younger and more mobile.
Actually, I was going to bring that
more
up
mobile
too.
and
younger.
And you avoid the drama of
you avoid the drama.
Anything that if we have a bad half at home, everybody in the stadium is going to Flacco.
Right.
And Deshaun doesn't fucking need that walk.
Correct.
No, the team doesn't need that.
Right.
And it's gonna be that'll be a fucking the media loves fucking with the Browns. If he would have signed here, that would be every fucking week on on every news channel.
It would be.
Yeah.
Now
why is Joe Flacco not?
Yeah,
because Stephen A. This man came out. He won 6 of 7 games last year. Why is he not starting?
Right.
That's true. Very, very true. So,
he threw for 300 yards.
Yeah.
Because that's the
that's the mentality,
of,
right? And just
it wasn't that he was on pace to throw 30 interceptions in a full season, Right. But yeah, that's
maybe Stephen A. wouldn't do that because then he'd be rooting for a white guy over a black guy.
I don't know. He would. I mean, if nothing else.
What do you do?
You have to remember, that's true. You have a point though, because now
I don't think he has that.
Max Kellerman is off that show,
exactly,
and it's Shay.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him and Shay. Well, no, it's that other dipshit from
Kellerman's been gone for a
from
while.
New York, right? Mike and the Mad Dog. That dumb fuck.
That is probably
there.
He has like the top 10 worst sport takes
That's the
of all
old
time.
dude. That old ass dude. Yeah, fuck that.
He's
guy.
the one who said Moses Malone's better than Shaq.
That guy's so stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me your program is declining without telling me. Yeah. When you put fucking clickbait.
He literally is like
that.
Joe Biden of the sports world. He just kind of stares around.
Right. And like they talk about anything, and he just like keeps bringing up Bob Cousy, and it's like,
yeah, what
the fuck does that mean?
You almost feel like like when the guy came to power, on the afternoon drive in New York, and then they had that 30 for 30 about him. I feel like the guy went to sleep in a cave somewhere for 20 years.
Might have.
And he can't remember. He was
popped up.
He was like
Own in America.
He's like Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Pete Rose is the best baseball player I know.
He's like Rip Van Mad Dog or something. He just fucking went to sleep and he woke up and he's like he can't remember anything in sports for 20 years.
He's probably some KGB agent.
I hope so.
All right, great news here. I put this up on the podcast topper. Zadarius Smith signs a 2-year, $23.5 million extension. Really like that. I like his attitude. Quoted, very excited to be able to stay in Cleveland with Miles Obo.
So he wants
Gave
to
him a
retire
shout
here.
off. Harris. Yeah. And JOK. I mean, he sounds like he's all in, which is what you want. Once again, you brought this up too, and I'll probably cite this a few times. Definitely that Minnesota connection kind of working out with us there. Of course, with Stefanski, and you have all that, but to bring that guy in.
Their GM is from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Or from the Browns, not from Cleveland.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about solidifying that position?
I mean, I love it as far as the locker room. He played all right.
His pressure rate was great. His pressure rate was
easy
top 5
on single coverage.
Well, that fucking
DJ Watt.
Yeah. Well, that's still
DJ.
Well, and I think the sack numbers were low too because we got off the field so goddamn quick, and he missed a lot of sacks. Like he missed tackles in the backfield.
Yeah, I do love his just attitude though.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk makes me feel better about the Browns.
Right.
And he said him and Shelby Harris were on an interview on Cleveland Browns Daily, and he said he wanted to retire here.
Well, that's sweet.
Good.
So, I mean, he's
I
30,
thought he played a lot better last year till I got into an argument with Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Logan. But he only had 5 sacks, so I'm like talking up. It was a Myles Garrett argument, of course,
Right.
because he loves T.J. Watt's cock.
Right.
And I'm just like, well, look what like all the other people across from Miles have done just from eating double teams and triple teams. And I went to Z, and he only had 5 sacks. I'm like, fuck, this is it.
I know.
But like
Invalid
everyone on that
argument.
defense, everyone on that front 7 had like 5. Like
Yeah.
I think Tomlinson had his
But when
career
Clowney
high.
was here, Clowney went the fuck off. He had like
Yeah, but
9,
no one
I
else
think.
did.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
JOK had 4.5 or 5.5, I think. You had Delpit had like 3.5, 4.5. You had
Tomlinson. Right.
Elliott had like 4.
Or Elliott. I'm sorry, not right.
Elliott had like 4. Then you had Alex Wright had 5.
Yeah.
There was.
You're talking this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that ate like, but there. I want to see Z have like 8 to 10 next year.
That's what
You know, at least 7, 7.5, something like that. But and you know, like I said, the pressure rate's there. I love what they did with the D line, and they brought someone else in too. Did you have him?
Yeah. Well, defensive tackle. You mean?
Yeah, from the Jets. He had 6 sacks last year.
Yeah, I actually I read
Quentin
about him.
Jefferson.
Yes, I didn't put him on the list, but yeah, they did bring another defensive lineman in.
And
there,
all
so.
he's done anywhere he's been, and I went through his stats, is just he's like from that tackle position, he's like a 5+ sack guy.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, and he's good against the run. I think he fits very well in there. You're bringing Mahurst back. You're bringing Shelby Harris back. I think that's
What's the white dude we have at the edge?
white dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
99.
Krushnick.
No.
Linebacker?
It's like 98 or 99 is his number.
Well, Z's 99.
Maybe he's 98. Is it Alex Wright or something like that?
It's definitely not a. Alex Wright is a black guy.
There's a white dude we have as a DN.
Not anymore.
Am I thinking of like a couple years ago?
Probably.
That might be.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
It's very possible. No,
He
they're all.
wasn't like a jacked white dude. Like he was just a big frame.
Right.
I think he was number 98.
You're talking about the D tackle that we had that was big trash.
No.
Big trash. That's garbage.
Dude, there's Alex Wright, there's Ogbo, there's Z, Miles, and Isaiah Thomas from Oklahoma.
Is Alex Wright just a light skinned dude?
He's
Dark.
dreaded. Yeah,
That
that
explains
says.
it.
You mean hair?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the dreaded white dude. I wasn't sure how you were representing dreaded there as an adjective.
Hell
Wow.
yes.
That escalated quickly.
Getting a little edgy today, boys.
We are. All right. So we lost a couple linebackers. I'm going to skip ahead to this a little bit, but we lost a couple linebackers this week. Sione Takitaki on his way to New England. And we also lost Walker, taking his talents to South Beach.
Yeah, kind of seen that coming.
Yeah, I mean, but are we really going to miss Walker?
When he was healthy, he was good, but he just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I do feel like Taki, you know, the guy.
I think Jordan Hicks fills that role perfectly.
Yeah. Well, getting into Jordan Hicks, but Taki, I just felt like he kept getting better every year. I think he's kind of like a fan favorite too with the Browns. I hate to see him leave.
I mean, he's been on 2 playoff teams here.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not a lot of people can say that in Cleveland.
That's true. That's true. But linebacker Jordan Hicks is who we went out and got, up to $8 million over 2 years. Once again, the Minnesota Vikings connection. He also played on. He got drafted by the Eagles. Played with Jim Schwartz.
Yep.
So we're definitely seeing a connection there. So we saw maybe Naeem Hines connection with Dorsey, Jim Schwartz. Now we're seeing it. You know, this guy, veteran presence, 10th year in the locker room. You know, I think the Browns need that. And I think, at least my take on it is, maybe that will help you get over the hump when it comes to playoff time. When you have a Super Bowl, a guy that's already been there, won the Super Bowl, even though...
In a prominent position.
Right. And that Correct. But, you have Schwartz, and now you have, he's bringing in a veteran guy.
They got dudes everywhere. That's, I don't get anybody that's negative about the Browns right now.
Yeah.
Because their boy Flacco's not there. So this team's going to be right there.
I mean, and he's going to know immediately when he goes in the locker room who has a big dick because he played with Nick Foles.
Giant. Massive.
Hopefully his sight's not, isn't totally lost at this point. We need him at that linebacker position. But I think it's important, to have that veteran presence back there. I think that's something that we've really kind of been lacking, especially in that linebacker core. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I think it's a smart move.
Yeah,
and we'll see how Hicks performs.
You want to have that veteran in there, especially where they're positioned. 3-4 years ago, you have a young up and coming team. That's one thing, but they're in a position now where the next 3 or 4 years, like I told you, I think that's going to be it's a 2-year deal. So we'll see how that he plays through that deal, and then at that point, if he leaves, they're going to pick up someone else that's a 7-8 year guy that that's not going to break the bank because I do think they didn't pay Taki because they want to have as much possible to keep JOK because I think he's in line to be like an All-Pro next year.
Right.
Should have been one this year.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
So
the way he played, especially in games that we were just down and out, he was playing like an animal.
Yeah, and he should have been anyway, but he plays outside linebacker and he's going up against edge guys that are getting 12 to 18 sacks a year. So it's just. Because he had, 5.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 110 tackles, led the league in tackles for losses.
Yeah, because I think he was NFC North Defensive Player of the Week for at least 1 or 2 games this last
AFC
year,
North,
wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, AFC North, not AFC, but AFC North.
You said NFC North.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You said NFC North.
Oh, shit. Here I am again. Pulling it out. So, going back to having that veteran presence, though, but maybe galvanizing that locker room, having somebody in there along with Zadarius Smith, who we would kind of consider to be a veteran at this point.
Right.
I think that's definitely going to help. The other one, not really sure about this one. Browns go out and get Devin Bush, former number 1 first round pick by the Steelers.
When the Steelers drafted him, I thought he was going to be a stud.
Yeah. Didn't seem to work out. Had some injuries.
Very underwhelming there.
Yeah.
It played pretty well in Seattle last year, though, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I definitely think he has the talent to play well. He just didn't.
If he's going to play well anywhere, it's here.
Maybe just injured all the time. Maybe that's it. He's always fighting an injury.
I also think, too, you're playing in Pittsburgh. That's a 3-4 defense. Coming here playing with a 4-man front, I think that changes how you play linebacker. He's not going to have to fight through as many interior linemen.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be your first 2-down linebacker for sure.
I mean, Tyvis Powell on this Cleveland Sports Show, he was all about Taki. Felt like, this guy's a downgrade from Taki.
I don't think that
at
all.
He did admit, though, that the guy is superiorly athletic.
Yeah.
Way more mobile. Now, with the injuries that he had, what doesn't make me feel good about it is the fact that, he was this big stud coming out of Michigan, Pittsburgh, and we know they have a great track record of drafting defensive guys and,
especially linebackers.
And unhinged wide receivers. Yes. I mean, we know the fucking history there. Mm-hmm. But basically jettisoned him off to Seattle and just kind of gave up on that, whether it be injuries or underperformance or a combination of both. But now he's going to be playing for the Cleveland Browns, so... Any other thoughts on Bush? How's your take?
I was very salty when the Steelers drafted him. I was like, fuck. Because they traded up to get him.
I know.
Like, pick 10.
Which is unusual for the Steelers to do that.
Yeah, so there had to be something there.
Right. Yeah. It just makes me feel uneasy that the Steelers were willing to give up on him that quickly, knowing that how their front office is, how the war room is, and how their development program is. I mean, I hate to give shout-outs to the Steelers, but I can admit that.
Oh, if anybody can get stuff out of them, it's going to be Schwartz.
Okay.
And, we have the best front in football right now. It's us in San Francisco.
Right. Tomlinson?
So, Tomlinson and Jefferson. I think that's an underrated signing. Mm-hmm. And what we got on the edge. If he's going to play well anywhere, it's going to be here.
Right. And really nothing else happened on that secondary. You know, I know we talked about Newsome. Nothing's come about on that.
No, and I don't know if you have it. I didn't see anything. Okay.
Go ahead.
The whole Justin Jefferson requesting a trade.
Oh.
No, he didn't request a trade.
I do have it down later in the rundown.
Justin Jefferson?
I don't think he requested a trade. He just turned down money.
Right. I heard it was a $30 million package.
Yeah.
He just turned. I thought he requested a trade.
No.
I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that. I heard that there was.
Higgins requested a trade.
I did see that.
Which we kind of thought maybe that's what they would do anyway.
Right.
With the free agent or the franchise tag, and then possibly dealing him away. But you franchise tag the guy, so
yeah, he's either staying there or
he's staying there. You're trading him, and it has to bring the money. Right. I mean, you have to get. I did have that in the rundown later on. We can talk about it now. I mean, Jefferson, lots of things going on about social media, talking about how all the fans want to see the reunited 2019 LSU Tigers.
Yeah.
With
Chase and Burrow.
We're the one team that are equipped to go up against them.
I honestly, even though we play them twice a year, I think that would be badass to just watch. I don't really care that they're in our division at all.
Well, and I told him, like, as long as Myles Garrett's here, they don't scare me.
Joe Burrow lines up and shakes in his little trousers every time he plays the Browns.
You got Myles Garrett out there just, doing under the leg shit.
And I'm
waiting to hop over center, take care of business.
I'm sticking to my theory of Joe Burrow as a system quarterback. So,
well, and I hope T. Higgins gets the fuck out of there, and I hope Justin Jefferson doesn't go there, and we'll see. He'll have Chase and nothing else.
Nothing.
Yeah. Is Tyler Boyd still there?
Zach Moss.
Tyler Boyd, I don't think's been cut yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could probably afford that. And I was talking to Max. He's a Bengals fan. Because he's
a ginger.
They're talking about bringing Justin Jefferson. I'm like, first of all, if they can't afford to keep Higgins there on an extension with Chase,
they can't afford to keep Joe Mixon, who has had 7 1,000-yard seasons. Like, what the fuck?
But to keep, because they're not going to let Chase go.
No,
they're going to pay him. I was like, so if they're not going to be able to afford that, how are they going to afford Justin Jefferson and him? Because they'll have to get Jefferson money, and then next year they'll have to give.
By the way, Joe Burrow is going to.
His cap hit's going to go bigger and bigger.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So they're the poorest cash team in the NFL.
Not to mention that they have a cheapskate fucking owner.
Well, yeah.
Which we've
not
covered
to mention
several
they're
times.
the actual poorest team in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's like us and the Cowboys at like the richest.
Right.
That's oil
and the
money.
Raiders. Let's not forget the Raiders.
Well, they have a casino there, so they can basically.
That's true.
They can print money now.
They're overlooked because of horrible haircuts.
All right. A couple of the guys that we didn't talk about that the Browns did lose. Mike Ford going to Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Or is it
Special
Seattle
teams,
or no, Houston.
Oh.
Doing a corner, going to Houston. Jordan Elliott going to the Niners.
I did see that.
Don't like
that. Yeah, I don't like that either, but
he came out of fucking nowhere.
Right?
Played well
this year. I'm happy for him.
He got paid going to the Niners?
Yeah.
It's like 2 years, $10 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Not to an extreme.
But yeah, he's got
but from coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. Although I did see the Niners, I think it was earlier today or yesterday that Eric Armstead, I think, is he on the way to the Jaguars? Did I see that? Is he part of that?
I didn't see where he was going.
Yeah,
that was another name I was looking for the Browns
Eric
to reach out
Armstead,
to. But
it was like a 3-year.
But he had like his worst year as a pro there last year.
3-year, $51 million deal, I think.
Damn.
Where he's going. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Barry has done a hell of a job with the free agency this offseason.
Right.
I feel like he's just a guy that, with him being like a black dude, like people can talk to him, and he just gives it to him like straight up. I feel like we get a lot of signings because of that.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't seem like some rich fucking snob talking. He actually knows football, and he can relate to these dudes. I feel like that has made a lot of our signings way easier.
Right.
Than like some just dumbass.
And how many? This is like all new to us. Like how many fucking good players re-sign here like that?
Sure.
Like Z and when we have free agents, and half the time those are guys that come in that aren't drafted. Like our drafted guys, name one that we've lost Taki.
Nobody leaves.
Right.
I mean, there's
Not in the Andrew Berry era,
Right.
at least.
yeah.
The only one I can think of leaving is fucking Joe Hayden, and that's before
that
he
was
even got here.
Yeah, that was before fucking Dorsey got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna move. I want to move along a little bit to some of the divisional acquisitions. Derrick Henry signing the 2-year, $16 million deal as Gus Edwards signs with the Chargers, who went ahead and
Moved off Eckler.
moved off Eckler to Washington. Big deal.
So
If it's 2018 Derrick Henry,
2020.
well, and not even like
his
he's
2,000-yard season.
he's never done well against Cleveland in the entire time that he was even dominant.
We shut him down week 3.
Yeah, we shut him down week 3. I mean, 2020 we went into Tennessee, stripped him twice. He had like 50 yards on like 20 carries.
Right.
So for whatever reason, we play him very well. The only thing I could say is in that system, it's going to be a little bit tougher to key in on him with fucking Lamar running the ball. So I'll have to see it, how that starts off. Maybe he doesn't have tread left on the tires, but if he does, could be dangerous.
Right. Well, and the thing about that I heard today, talking about the Ravens, who had the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL last year, even though Gus Edwards is gone,
but
because
that's because of Lamar. Lamar's got 900 yards.
With Lamar in there, is Henry going to be that big of a factor to a team that's already number 1 in rushing?
I think if they have like Derrick Henry, a very good, just pure running back, that's going to help a fuckload.
And that might keep the running load off of him a little bit. But
yeah, their team is going to become counter, bootleg, first down.
Right.
Like, that can be their offense all year. Lamar might not even have to throw the ball at all.
Right.
Yeah,
because their skill group is not like Zay Flowers seems like he's a pretty decent receiver, but Mark Andrews is still there, but he's not getting any younger.
Yep.
Isaiah Likely's a stud though.
He is a stud. I'll give him that.
Odell leaving.
He's
gone.
He was only good for one play a game, anyways.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing to see. Gets in there, runs the most beautiful route, catch, goes down,
dead.
I'm hurt.
Nothing.
Like, what the fuck, man?
All right. The Justin Matabuke signs a $98 million extension, 75 guaranteed. He was their sack leader last year.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been Patrick Queen. I thought he was their
Clowney had a hell of a year there last
year.
Clowney and Roquan. Sorry.
Oh, fuck. Drink that fucking beer.
Hell yeah.
Get her all over
you
the
mentioned Jadavian Clowney, and Ryan just goes all befuddled.
That was his big dick Nick showing up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was a sack leader for them last year.
I would not have guessed that.
No, I didn't either.
They paid him. God
they
damn.
did. Yeah, $75 million guaranteed.
What is that? A 4-year?
A lot of year. I can't remember if that was a 3 or 4, but
it's got to be at least a 4.
So the part that was kind of weird about everything was when they were talking about drawbacks of this was that he had the best year last year by far, and then all of a sudden the Ravens just decided to go ahead and get the bag and give it to him.
No.
So the year
that
before
is weird.
that,
that's not like a household name by any means,
right? But even when we played at Baltimore, it's not like I didn't feel like we heard that name being called.
No, we always just heard Roquan
or Hamilton,
yeah,
which I think is an absolute stud. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, Humphrey's good. Thank God he's out of there.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. Hands.
Yeah, right.
He just right off the ball just.
So speaking trades, what's up? Nice. So speaking of trades, though, how do you feel about this?
Tiki-taki?
Go ahead.
All right. How do you feel about this? Patrick Queen now going to the Steelers.
I was salty.
I hate it.
I hate it. Absolutely fucking hate it.
I wish we would have just got Patrick Queen and they could have kept Devin Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. So I would have just liked to seen Patrick Queen leave the fucking division.
Yeah.
If we couldn't get him, obviously.
Well, I mean, the one good thing is he's not in Baltimore anymore.
That's true.
I think their defense is going to take a little bit of a hit next year, but it's still going to be fucking good.
Right.
Because he's going to have to be the sole guy in
Right.
Pittsburgh.
Right.
Where Roquan's just
He's a stud.
an all-pro at every snap.
Well, I can already hear
Queen just got a ton of just trash thrown his way.
Let's be honest here. The last couple of years before Roquan got there, I don't think anybody was that high on Patrick Queen.
Right.
But he played really well last year.
Right.
So
I mean, I was definitely mad also when they drafted him.
Patrick Queen, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember who'd they take? They took Queen and then they took, I think, Duvernay, maybe?
Devin Duvernay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like Duvernay in the draft too, but he's nothing. Didn't pan out.
Perfect.
But Patrick Queen was a stud.
Right. Absolutely hate it. Like I said, I wish he was out of there. And then we touched on this a little bit.
Both LSU guys, right? Queen was at LSU?
yes,
I don't know. Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was.
Wide receiver Deontay Johnson going to the Panthers. And cornerback Dante Jackson. Steelers giving Deontay to the Panthers for a 7th.
That's
Valuable.
Yes, value.
Very valuable.
I think I read somewhere that they were probably just going to go ahead and get rid of the guy, cut him loose, and then they found a trade partner at the last minute with the Panthers. They're like,
Okay,
we'll
cool.
take something.
They're like, hey, do you want your
we'll take something.
you want your team to be worse? I have just the guy for you.
So the bad thing is Dante Jackson, the newly acquired corner from the Steelers, already has a cap hit of $10 million. So that kind of hurts them on that end. And so he's only going to be probably a 1-year guy. And he is also kind of a veteran. So don't know what we're going to do there. And of course, Russ, I know Brandon keeps hating the fact that I keep bringing this up, but Russ with the 1-year, $1.2 million league minimum.
They're just the luckiest franchise in sports anywhere.
We're going to find out, too. I mean, let's see what Russ does.
Dude,
I'll take Russell Wilson for free every day.
Oh,
of the week.
sure.
Well, over Kenny Pickett. Yeah. I am going to
I'll take him over
still-
anybody for free any day of the week.
That's true. That's true. It is pretty much free.
I still think, dude, this is the beginning of the end for them. They're going to put all their fucking chips on the table for this dude, and that locker room is just going to crumble.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they need a bridge guy because they're already out of this draft for a quarterback.
Well, they're going to have to suck to get a good quarterback in the draft.
I know. They might do it once, and then they'll fucking luck out and get goddamn Andrew Luck.
Or they'll draft somebody from like Central Arkansas that is
Yeah.
has just throwing piss missiles.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Or Miami University.
Yeah.
Out here just raping chicks on the side.
Yeah. Locking bathroom stalls and
Right next to Third Leg Greg. Oh, that was the other Miami.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
the 7th floor.
That was the green Miami, not the red Miami.
So, Bengals signed defensive tackle from the Texans. He was 7th in pass rush win rate, Sheldon Rankins.
I know that
So-
name, so he's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Isn't he a Buckeye?
They kept DJ Reader.
I don't know if they did or
I think
not.
they re-signed
Did they re-sign him? I didn't see that, but $16 million over
Is
2
Rankins
years.
a OSU boy?
I don't remember Rankins.
I know
No,
the
it's
name
Hankins.
Sheldon Rankins.
I think
Oh, Hankins?
Sheldon Rankins was in who the hell did he play for? Who was he?
Was it the Eagles?
No.
I know that name,
Yeah.
and I don't know
D tackles.
defensive tackles.
Well, he
like
came
that.
he came from Houston to the Bengals. So,
He played somewhere else before there. I'm pretty sure. I can't.
all right. And also Zach Moss. So we both got a couple Indy running backs in the division now. Signs $8 million.
Couple fucking LSU linebackers, couple Indy running backs.
$8 million deal after the Bengals trade Mixon to the Texans, who was also originally just going to be cut.
Right.
So they can go ahead and
Clear
Clear
for
cap.
Jay Jettis.
Yes. And then all of a sudden the Texans were there also and said, hey, we'll go ahead and take him. And the reports were that the Texans were really they really wanted to get Barkley, they really wanted to get Henry, and then all of a sudden they're at the end of the trough after Singletary left.
Mm-hmm.
So where did
They got
Singletary
Mixon.
sign?
Houston got Mixon, right?
Yeah, Houston got Mixon.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay.
That's who. That's who.
That's a solid pickup for them.
I like Joe Mixon. He's not flashy, but he gets the fucking job.
Right.
Well, and like I was telling Max, it's like every time we played Cincinnati, it was like 5 carries for 11 yards. I'm like, if I was Joe Mixon, I would have want the fuck out of there. It seems like
to me, it seemed odd because Mixon is like a staple in Cincinnati. Like he's been there a long time.
Yeah.
For
7 years,
as far
right?
as running back goes.
Yeah.
7 years, 8 years. He's
Like
been
if
there.
you think of the Bengals, one of the 3 players you're going to think of is Joe Mixon.
Well, I also have infiltrated some of the Bengals forums too, and surprisingly,
we know that.
surprisingly, they've
He's
actually
just like, hey, Skyline Chili.
right. Yeah, well, and somehow I still don't get booted from the group, so I just don't know. My chili's better.
Yeah.
It's not beef based in shitty Ohio River water.
I feel like everybody in the AFC North is killing the offseason except the Bengals.
Yeah, I
They're
feel like
absolutely
that too.
just seems like they're taking a dive.
Yeah. Well, and it goes around with the cap space there too, right? Just
Yeah,
like we were talking about.
they got to pay fucking
You
Joe
franchise
Burrow $50
tag T.
million.
Higgins, and whether you're
They
going to
are
be able,
cash poor.
whether you're going to be able to move him or not, and then with Burrow's contract,
Or did you
hitting,
guys see
Jamar
that
Chase having to get paid next year?
Did you see that the Browns restructured Judy's contract today?
Yes. Yeah.
So
What's
I did
his
see
cap
that.
hit, like $10 million.
they saved $10 million this year.
They
It
saved
was going to be
$10
13.
million.
they
13,
saved.
yes.
So his cap hit's only $3 million.
Yes. So kicking that can down the proverbial road again.
Well, it seems like every year they're like, all right, this is the Super Bowl run. Let's fucking just push everything back. It's
Then-
all going to hit eventually, and they're going to be like, well, you guys are gone. See you later.
Well, luckily, if the NFL
It's
cap
gonna be years
just
from
keeps
now,
going
though.
up,
Yeah.
it's going to help us out.
Because that's
on
only
that
like
shit
$2
we're
million a
pushing back.
year. So like that's like 1% of the cap, and then it's
I
going to
get
go
it.
up another 8%. That's like
Right.
It's really nothing.
Whether you
And they'll probably hopefully, if all plan goes the way it should, they'll get a new contract.
right.
So
Well, I mean, I hate to awkwardly bring it up, but what's if Deshaun stays healthy all year with all these weapons, and do you bail if he sucks or what?
I'm out.
Like,
I'm out.
You have to, right?
I'm out. Yeah.
yeah, I mean there's no excuse at this point.
Yeah, this is year 4.
Yeah, if you don't, that's year 3.
Well, you
Or,
figure
yeah, year 3.
you figure the 1 year he was
Sat the
suspended.
bench. Yeah.
Right.
But it's still year 3. But it's like year 2, and basically year 2. I would say it's year 2. But to me, I mean, he didn't like play horrible when he was healthy.
It just sucked. We got to, as Russ would say, we got to watch him cook, and then see you later.
Right. Like we were like Super Bowl fucking high after that Baltimore game, and then
Absolutely.
oh, you like that?
Tuesday,
You're fucked.
It's just like, yeah.
Dude, I remember for the rest of that week, I couldn't even I had meetings at work, and I was just like, I don't care. I don't care about anything.
You're lucky I'm here and not jumping off of this bridge.
Right.
Fucking PJ Walker.
Yeah.
And because that was like way before Flacco, and
Yeah.
we were skeptical about what Flacco had left to give. And
Yeah.
when we just saw Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and
We're
PJ Walker,
7-3.
and we're like,
We were a game behind them for the
Speaking
division.
of, if Jameis doesn't work out, how many other athletic backups are we going to get for the Browns for when Deshaun's hurt always?
I mean, I don't know.
We've been through what now? Like 4?
Yeah.
I think DTR is going to be next year. Would be like that guy.
Well, then why get Jameis?
Next year, DTR would be that guy.
When he's 41 years old.
Mhm.
Okay.
No,
that
but
makes sense.
I think if you look at the backup quarterback market, it's the league is a league of
It is.
what is everyone else doing.
It's
and
weird because there isn't 32 like starters. There's like 6 backup quarterbacks starting.
Tell me Jameis Winston is not a top 32 quarterback in the league.
right.
I take him over Bryce Young.
Well,
I
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it is for sure.
yeah, like I think they made that investment.
You're taking him over Bryce Young?
Absolutely.
You taking him over Baker, who just got signed to Tampa?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Came from the same ball club. You're still taking.
Yeah, like
Jameis
6
over
years
I
ago.
did hate Jameis for the shit he did last year.
Dude, that was still
victory
people hated it.
formation.
I
I
fucking thought it was
hated that.
hilarious.
I didn't like it either.
Well, to me, it's because Dennis Allen has no respect there anyway, and
Right.
he just showed that.
Yeah.
Well, and like the year before that, why was Jameis not playing over that fucking Taysom Hill dude? Like, to me, Jameis was like, "Fuck you," and the teammates obviously loved him.
Well, because he went and got that LASIK eye surgery.
Right.
The problem is he went to
see
like
that.
some kind of folding table clinic and he only got one fucking eye done.
Well, he's got to get the other one done
Right.
per his contract.
Yes. All right. Other notable free agents moves. I don't know. Whatever you guys. I mean, they're like we said. There's such a flurry.
Yeah, there's probably shit that happened today
Oh,
that I
Keenan
missed.
Allen.
Yeah, that one today. I had
Keenan
that
Allen
actually on the
today.
list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Keenan Allen traded to the Bears today for a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's another
The
signal.
Bears
to me.
are loading up to keep Justin Fields.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
And go get Marv.
they
get
will.
Marv.
They will.
well, think about this though. Now you got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore.
Yeah,
and then you're
if
going to
you
add
get
Marvin Harrison.
If you
And
if
the best
DJ Moore
available
could-
offensive tackle.
Yeah,
Why are you wasting a pick on Caleb Williams?
well, another funny thing is, of course,
because that defense played fucking really good when they
Yeah. They should have
added
beat us.
Sweat.
well, and
they should've.
Harbaugh, at the Chargers now, and we talked about this a little bit too, was there was guys they were going to have to get rid of. And guess what? He's got rid of all the offensive dudes.
They got rid
Mike
of a
Williams
lot of
just got
people.
cut
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Is he going?
He got nothing.
They got rid of Gerald Everett too.
Yeah. He
That
went to
seems- what
Chicago,
the fuck
didn't he?
are they doing?
Did he go to Chicago,
I'm
Gerald
not
Everett?
sure where he went.
I heard his name
I
come
just
up.
saw a video.
I think it's
of,
Komet
like,
and Gerald Everett.
Chargers offense 4 days ago, and then Chargers offense today.
Yeah.
And their starting wideout is Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston.
Yeah. So with Harbaugh coming in there, and I also heard this on a program today too, was that wherever Harbaugh's been, he's always kind of started in the trenches. So he doesn't care about his offensive
What I don't
weapons,
understand is
especially
why
expensive
not keep
ones.
Eckler for $5 million a year? What
Yeah.
the fuck? He got traded. What's he get? Like 5.2 a year?
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
But between him,
review their roster again to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
it
but-
seems like they're like not like a full rebuild, but they're
I don't think they're gaining picks with this either. They're just cutting guys.
yeah.
well, we
Just
were
to
talking
clear
about their
Well, they got a
cap
they got a fourth for
hell.
Keenan Allen,
Are they going to get
who's a stud.
Justin Jefferson? Because they just cleared a fuckload of cap.
Yeah, they
That
did.
would be the thing. That would be a landing
It makes
spot
sense.
for sure.
The other
You
thing we-
have Justin
Justin
Herbert.
would like that.
The other thing we know is that Harbaugh is a defensive-minded guy. So
I mean,
Mike
you have
Mike
to,
Williams,
you have to have offense to
I get
win
it,
in the league.
I get it. But Mike Williams is gone. Keenan Allen's gone. Eckler's
Mike Williams
gone.
couldn't have drawn that much money. Why the
Yeah.
fuck would they?
Well,
get rid
unless
of
that ACL tear he had last year is
Was
not
bad,
good.
bad. Yeah, could have
And-
been.
Is there any rumblings where he's going to go?
I haven't. No, I didn't see. The only thing I saw today was they basically cut him.
Yeah.
I thought
And-
I'd seen something about Kansas.
But
City.
here's the other
God,
thing.
no, it's- the rich get richer.
Yes,
But the other side of the ball though, where you have a lot of money because you know
that's
you
just
still have
getting older.
Khalil Herbert or Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Sorry, Khalil Herbert.
You have Joey
You got
Bosa.
Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa.
And they still have to pay J.C. Jackson, who's not there anymore, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like a shit ton of money.
Probably dead shit
Yeah.
going on there. But it'll be interesting to see if he really does stay in the trenches. What he's gonna do.
I don't think with a quarterback as talented as Herbert, you can just have a let's tank year. I don't think
that's what
that's plausible.
And hearing all this, like, I don't know, it's probably nothing, but like it hit to my mind, like, what if fucking Harbaugh's like, fuck it, let's rebuild, and they try to trade Herbert to Chicago for the number one.
Damn. I didn't really think about that.
I think Harbaugh only went to LA for Herbert.
That's what I would think.
I told you the video I watched about him talking so
I mean, yeah,
highly of Justin
that's
Herbert.
I would. That's a hell of a quarterback to have, and he's He's what, 25, 26, if that?
Yeah, he's very young.
Well, and let's not forget about the fact that, he was, with the Niners and, he was at Stanford.
He likes that area.
Right.
Sure.
Maybe his wife's just like, you know what? Fuck this cold shit. We're moving back out in California.
We're in Michigan. Everything's sand,
fucking
but
serious?
it's fucking cold.
It's cold as fuck. Right.
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
So
It freezes, but it doesn't freeze.
I should have married your brother.
It's goddamn sand.
yeah.
Yeah, your brother's successful. But babe, I set out the 2020 year and we finally won a national championship.
You fucking cheated.
Yeah, you're a fucking cheater. Goddamn Connor. Is that your stallion, Jim?
I think Connor Stallions makes a snippet on this show every week.
Right?
As he should.
He did there for the longest time
Right.
back in like October, November. I had
brave
Connor Stallion segments just going off.
Yeah.
People are getting tired of the shit.
I kept
Fuck
calling
'em.
him Corey Connors for the longest time. I would make fun of him and people would laugh, and that was the wrong name. And I'm just like, fuck. God damn.
Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. DeAndre Swift going to the Bears.
I love Swift to the Bears.
Yeah.
Again, dude, the Bears are ready.
The Bears are loading up.
To me, Green Bay had a better year last year, but to me, that Chicago has a better chance to dethrone Detroit than.
Swift got paid though, didn't he? It was like a 3-year.
Yeah, with the
25
Eagles.
million?
Did he have it with the Eagles or because Detroit didn't pay him, right?
I don't know.
He was still probably on a rookie deal.
Oh yeah. And then he went.
Then
to
he went to
Philly.
Eagle. Yeah.
But I think the Bears. It just had it on this other sheet. I think it's 3-year, $25 million or some shit.
That's still not bad for a running back.
That's a lot for him. He hasn't done shit.
No, I didn't even have that wrote
He
down.
was all right. And
it's on the first sheet, maybe.
He played really well last year. He just didn't get all the touchdowns because of that goddamn tush push.
Yeah,
I think Swift got tackled inside the 1 yard line 8 times.
Yeah.
Swift 3-year, 24.
Yeah, you're on here because I got that. Yep. Yeah, that's right.
I love Saquon going to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a place for him where he can actually stay healthy too.
I love all the flack he's catching of all these diehard Giants fans. Mm-hmm. And none of them want to acknowledge, okay, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to just suck his whole career.
Right.
Every year he plays football, his team just sucks.
Right.
How do you not understand why he's doing what he's doing?
Well, and then, of course, I'm sure you heard about Tiki Barber.
Yeah, Tiki Barber also got to win 2 Super Bowls.
Running his fucking mouth, which, Barkley,
Saquon
I'm sure he wanted to go back at him.
The Giants aren't anywhere close to even being able to sniff a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So what is he talking about?
And the problem with Barkley is, we've seen this. I watched him at Penn State. I mean, the Buckeyes shut him down that senior year, which
Saquon's
I loved.
good.
Is the fact that his injuries.
Yeah.
The injuries are killing him.
When healthy,
he's a shitty offensive line his whole career.
True, that too.
When healthy, he's a top 5 running back in the league.
And he's dual threat. Yes. I think that will work out very well for Philly.
And he's very athletic.
Yeah. And he's not going to have to take 25 carries a game there.
No.
With that offense.
No, fuck no. It's going to turn into the same as what Baltimore is now. They'll both absolutely eat.
Right. And then we're going on to the money maker, your boy, Kirk Cousins. Going and just robbing the bag from Arthur Blank.
I love
How does this guy
That's
do
what they needed.
Yeah, well, I mean, how does this guy do this, though? I mean, he kind of set the market when they, after Washington drafted him, double franchise tagged him, then they had to release him. Minnesota goes and it's like, okay, Kirk, we're going to go ahead and give you $86 million guaranteed. Right. And that's when all this guaranteed shit really started taking hold. Now he goes down to and signs 4 years with Atlanta for $180 million, $100 million guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Fuck. I mean, that's amazing.
Did you just watch that quarterback show with him on Netflix? Have you seen that?
I have not.
He's just a super dad.
Yeah.
He literally he loves football, but he's just a fucking nerdy dad. He was sitting around a fire and he had this zip up on, a quarter zip, and he's sitting there, he's like, oh. He got an ash on his shirt, he's like, oh, I got a hole in my favorite sweater. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? You got like 150
Yeah,
million.
I was
in
gonna
the
say
bank.
he's probably 6 inches taller sitting down.
yeah.
So I mean, I know that everybody's talking about Kirk Cousins and if that's going to be a good fit.
I like Kirk a lot.
To me,
I think
ATL is they're a contender in the NFC.
Right.
Like
they're going to win their
time.
division just already now because
Not
they have a
Baker in
quarterback.
Tampa?
No, fuck no.
That they're going to regret that big time.
I'm going to put money
Big time.
straight up on Atlanta.
Big
winning
time.
the division.
Slap in the base.
Slap in the best.
Big time.
Slap in the face.
So
Big trash. That's
yeah, and you talk about the weapons there with Bijan Robinson, and you got Drake there.
Didn't they just sign someone yesterday?
Kyle
too?
Pitts.
Another wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken. Or no. I was listening to Cleveland Browns the other day. They're talking about because don't they have like the 8th or 9th pick or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, they have
they're
a high pick.
right there.
They could get another weapon.
Yeah,
Or they could just shore up their offensive line.
Yeah.
'Cause
which
they
would
just
probably be the smart
signed
thing to do.
a $180 million quarterback.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because we know that they're pretty good on the defensive side.
Their offensive line, honestly, isn't that horrible either.
That's what I'm saying.
To
Like
start.
you could get another weapon.
Yeah, they could easily.
That team could be scary.
I just thought about this because it's Georgia.
They could get Neighbors at 8.
I'm not even talking about neighbors. I'm talking
Put
about.
Kyle
Oh,
Pitts out
Brock
at
Bowers.
Brock
You don't want
Bowers.
Brock Bowers. They already have Kyle Pitts.
Oh, I know.
I don't know, but I mean everybody
But Brock
remember
Bowers isn't-
Hernandez and Gronk back
Right.
in the day?
Yeah,
Exactly.
but those are two way bigger, way more blocking specimens. Pitts and Bowers aren't
Pitts is more of a wide receiver shape.
exactly.
He is. I agree. With
Bowers isn't big either. He's not.
But
He's
I mean,
only like 6'3", like.
doesn't mean you can't put them all
230.
out there on the field with
Right.
Bijan back there.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying if you want to run a two
No,
tight
they
end
could do
set,
whatever
you
the
want
hell
to be
they
able to
want
run
with that
off of it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
No,
you're getting no running out of Dirty Kirk the president.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be fucking good.
I think so. I think they win the division easily.
That's a 12-plus.
They might not lose a game in that division.
Yeah, I highly doubt they would lose a game in that division. Maybe at Tampa or something.
Dude, they had
Give them props.
they won what, like 6 or 7 games last year
7.
with the worst quarterback play I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking 3 attempts for 2 picks and an incompletion.
I remember that game.
Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, Ritter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 attempts.
The Bearcat phenom.
Yeah, yeah. 3 attempts with one was a pick 6, one was a normal pick, and
Yeah,
one
because I
was
think
an incompletion.
didn't I make the comment the guy's trying to work on Nate Peterman's
Nate
record?
Peterman, yeah.
No, and
Old 2T Peterman.
Kirk can fucking get people the ball there, and I think he'll fit well with what they're trying to do offensively there. You got Bijan and Arthur Smith's the fuck out of there, like using him as a decoy.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
going to be a well-oiled machine.
Of course, it's going to be interesting to see. He basically had the same injury Aaron Rodgers did, the Achilles tear. That's last. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm sure
he's not as old. Though.
That's true.
And
they
he's an
checked that
immobile
out.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
RG3
Jalen Hurts
or-
got a fucking ACL tear.
Right. Okay. I have kind of a soft spot for the Vikings here, but Sam Darnold getting signed to the $10 million deal. Ryan and I talked about this
How
the
is
night
he
before
still
last.
making money?
Signing the Lego fireman head guy.
How the fuck can Sam Darnold in
Because
this
it's
day and age
the fucking
still
Vikings.
make $10 million?
Because it's the Vikings. They paid Kirk Cousins $86
Why
million.
can't I join?
Well,
the
they
league
won
and
13
make
fucking games with the guy at least.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Why can't I just join the league and make $10
I should have gave my crying Jordan to Cowherd, who's just
Give him the Uncle
still
Rico
on the
here.
fucking Sam Darnold
all over the mountains.
fucking train. Even like immediately after the Vikings signed Sam Darnold to the $10 million
He
one-year
probably
deal.
made some off the wall comparison, like, well, a buffalo is a buffalo, but if you put a cow in the Midwest,
It could be a buffalo
it could
too.
be a buffalo too.
Right.
They both got horns.
That's true.
They both
That's
got
true.
hair.
That's true. So in the deal, the Vikings acquired the Texans' number 23 pick. Overall, with the 7th round pick at 232, the Texans received the Vikings' 2nd round pick.
That's where Darnold was the Texans?
No, he was in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did I have that down wrong? Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah.
Oh, and their second round pick in 2025.
Yeah, you have the Vikings and the Texans making. That's for Darnold, right?
Oh no, this was a different deal. This was a different deal today. Actually, this broke
just
today.
for picks.
Yeah, this morning. That's right. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, what the fuck?
The Vikings.
Like someone got a first for Sam Darnold.
No, that's not possible.
Deshaun Watson's a bad trade.
Yeah, earlier today, this happened. Earlier this morning, the Vikings went ahead and
didn't even hear about this.
Did a swap. Yeah,
Jesus.
It was just today this happened. They went ahead and did a swap for some picks, 7th round.
Okay.
And so the Vikings are getting the Texans' first round pick.
So that would be our first round pick.
Yes. Which is the 23rd pick.
Yep.
So now you and I were talking about the other night, Ryan. So the Vikings have the 11th now, and now they have the Texans pick.
23rd. And they gave up a 7th and a 2nd and a 6th.
What if the Vikings want to use that 11 and 23 to go get Caleb Williams?
That's what I'm saying. But
if there's a team that needs it.
And you and I talked about this, though. How the hell could you do that and trade it in division? And then on top of that, doesn't Jefferson have to be part of that package?
But Chicago, I don't think, wants to go back to 11. They want to land Marv.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's their other pick? Because it's not that high either.
I thought it was
like 8,
I thought it was
wasn't
like 8 or something. That's pretty decent.
I think the Bears want to trade.
But what if
Atlanta.
they get Justin Jefferson?
Yeah,
I'm saying Jefferson's
but again,
part of the package.
That's in division.
That's the
that
problem.
Would be almost
I'm seeing
unheard
with
of.
it is
this is the most in division trading I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true with Barkley.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Or linebackers.
Yeah. That's true.
Patrick Queen and
agency.
Devin Bush.
I mean, the last time.
That's free agency.
The last, the last time we really saw this though was what was it 2 drafts ago? What didn't the Eagles move up? They traded with Dallas to go ahead and get Devin Smith.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith.
Or Devontae Smith. I'm sorry, Devontae Smith. So I mean, even then during the draft, people were shocked about it. Yeah, they moved up to get him.
I think the league is becoming. If there's a price to be paid, I don't really care where it comes from.
But it's still there. Like to trade in division.
It's tough.
It's tough. The asking price goes up. To trade in conference, it's already like Justin Jefferson. If they had to trade him,
this is for
they want to move him to the
elite
AFC.
studs.
Yeah, like
not
Justin
for
Jefferson.
your everyday guys. I don't think they really care about that.
No, I mean, hell, we traded Joe Hayden to fucking not Joe Hayden, but
Joe Hayden.
Did we trade him to Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, right?
No, he was a free.
It was the Justin Gilbert we traded to Pittsburgh.
Oh Jesus, God! Here's a name.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
that
a
guy.
great first round pick.
Fuck that guy.
I think we might have traded Joe
Wasn't he
Hayden.
number 7 overall
bust.
or something that year?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we took Johnny Manziel.
I think, and it was fun. I think he showed up to his, like the first day being a Brown. They had a meeting at 7:30. He showed up at like 11:30 with Crocs on.
It's like, oh shit, dog, my bad.
Thanks for that signing bonus. What's up,
So,
girl?
no, I was too busy getting head in my Lambo.
Yeah, that's when Jimmy Haslam was the GM, basically.
Something else I didn't have it on the rundown here, but the College Football Playoff Committee has already voted, and they are going to move it now from the 12 team that's going to start this year to 14.
So they've already made it 14.
They're
without even trying. 12.
They're going to make it 14 by 2025. It might be 2025, 26.
So I've said this since like 2013.
I don't think it needs to go past 12 though.
But
what 14 seed is competing against a 1?
So in division,
or actually it'll be a bye.
It'd have to be a bye.
In Division 1AA, Division 2, they play. It's the top 25. Why? And NCAA has been top 25 ranked for its existence. Why even be ranked if you're not going to get into the dance?
Yeah.
To me, I always thought top 25 teams, number one team in the country gets a bye, and they have 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. Now, doing that, maybe you cut off the non-conference play or something like that, or you only have one non-conference game. But I like it. Make them go earn it.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Because to me, I loved it that they actually had to start with the college football playoff. But dude, make these teams fucking play each other. Like, you telling me Ohio State could have been.
So it's going to be a 5-rounder.
If it was 25. But you could. I mean, you
First
could.
round
You could
has
do.
to obviously be a bye.
You could do seedings.
For the top 4.
You could do seedings differently. You could make it like a 3 or a.
The only thing that scares me about that is
But why is there? the month-long break. Like, just make
I understand
get
that.
one bye and then boom.
I'm just saying the only thing that scares me about that is players like on your Ohio States, they're going to the draft, and then they're playing fucking UCF that nobody's getting taken. So they're just out there fucking breaking legs, and because that shit does happen as much as you want to think it doesn't.
It does kind of change my mind a little bit with the NIL stuff. I mean, it's just college football. They need to make these kids sign contracts. There needs to be some sort of like something out there where these kids can't just keep fucking going wherever the fuck they want after a year.
Cycle around, yeah.
Well, and I think it's also important too. You know, I've always heard there's never been a problem with expansion. You know, the word is the NFL is going to go to an 18-game season.
Yeah,
it's going to.
Yeah, that's basically that's going to be
it's
CBA.
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
That's what even Andrew Berry said that.
Yeah,
because that's why they brought up let's move the bye week to week 10 instead of week 8.
Right.
So when they start, you mean?
What do you mean?
Don't bye weeks
or not
start?
bye week, not by the trade deadline.
Okay, I was gonna say bye weeks start fucking early. You can have
start,
like a week 4 bye week.
Week 4.
Week 4.
That would suck dick.
We've had it before.
I know, and it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because that's before you even really know what your team is.
Ours was week 5 this year.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't like that.
Yeah, honestly, that should also be moved back. But then, scheduling, I don't even know how all that works. But
I think bye week on a fucking 17-week season shouldn't be any earlier than week 6.
Well, and with a week 18 or 18 game schedule, I think you should get 2.
2 buys?
Yeah, start a week earlier.
I don't mind that.
Maybe
that's a long fucking season.
Maybe cut out the week between the Super Bowl and the championships.
Start,
maybe cut out the week between the Super Bowl and the championships.
No, I think.
Or you just cut another preseason game off.
Well, cut another preseason game off, or just start it a week earlier.
Because nobody gives a shit about preseason.
No,
they don't.
Preseason is just to make cuts.
I agree.
Yeah, have 2 games. First game, it's all the backups. Second game, if you want to have your starters play a little bit, you do that and have the backups.
A longer season isn't bad as long as you can give your veteran players like the same amount of weeks that they're used to playing, which you could easily do that. Like one less one less preseason game. That way your starters are still playing essentially the same. Their yearly schedule still stays the same pretty much. Mm-hmm. Because that would piss me off, too, that I'm in the league, I got a big paycheck, I'm supposed to play X amount of games, now I have to play 5 more because you want to make the fucking season long.
Yeah, and like in the NFL, you can't just sit out like you do in the NBA. Yeah. Every game matters.
You have to play.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Right.
Okay. And it's a business at the end of the day, so they want to make more
plenty
money.
of fucking money there, man.
Yeah.
If like they're gonna get more TV money for that,
but I don't want it to get to a point where it is like the NBA, where players are like, we're just gonna rest today. It doesn't matter.
Well, and speaking of money too, part of this is also college football. Apparently, Notre Dame has now signed another independent contract.
They're fucking retarded.
So
they're gonna be.
And I heard Quinn talking about this on the Fox radio this morning. Of course, former Notre Dame quarterback, Porter Brown's legend. Okay, talking about that. Yeah,
he threw a touchdown past Muhammad Massaquoi
with LeVar Arrington, and Jonas Knox. I do like that program, and I think he has a lot of great insights on stuff there. I mean, I'm going to give Quinn props. I like what he brings.
I do too. I met him. He seemed like a good dude.
His analysis, I like it.
You're talking about Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn.
You're talking about Dan Quinn.
Oh no. No, I
do like Brady Quinn. He seems pretty cool.
I mean, I like him a lot better than that other dipshit that's over on ESPN, the guy that ran out of the back of the end zone.
Oh,
Orlovsky. Yeah, Orlovsky.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like his analysis better.
Yeah.
Orlovsky's he's a white guy trying to play black.
Yeah.
Well, and
he was ESPN,
I'll also say,
so
I'll always say that Brady Quinn got the shortest end of the stick here.
Yes, he did.
They gave him nothing to work with the entire time he was here.
Yeah. He still had Braylon Edwards, didn't he? No. It was before Braylon?
It was after.
After?
Right after.
Okay.
So, yeah, he had nothing.
Perfect.
And Kellen Winslow started doing meth. So
yeah. He did have...
And raping trailer park grannies.
He did have... what was Hawkins' first name?
Oh, Brian?
No, the guy that does the Tomahawk podcast with Joe Thomas.
Hawk, yeah.
I know you're talking. Yeah.
That's who Brady Quinn had.
I don't even think he was. No, because
he had a 5'10" wide receiver.
Hawkins came here.
No, I was thinking
after
2014.
I was thinking of Brian Dawkins. Sorry.
No,
I know
he
you
might have had
about.
Braylon Edwards for like a game, but that was all. It was.
What year was Brady Quinn? 2010.
Yeah, so I think he was gone. I think he went to the Jets. So it was like it was Greg Little. No, that was the year after. That was 2011.
So it was 2009.
Was it 2009?
2000. Yes, 2009 and a little bit.
Because Peyton Hillis was on the cover of
12.
12 man.
He played in 11.
Okay.
Anyway, going back.
He played in 10.
Going back to it, I do like that show. I like LeVar Arrington on there from Penn State. I hate to admit that, but I do like it. He probably beat up Jerry Sandusky when he got close to him.
Or he also touched him too.
He could have. He could have.
Both hands.
So
Not just one.
But the thing about Quinn that he brought up today was the fact that he's like, everybody's dogging Notre Dame for having this their own TV contracts as the number one independent, and he's talking about, well, they're the best independent anybody plays on their schedules every year. Well, fuck, how many are there, Quinn?
Yeah.
I mean, the bucket is like really, really shallow here. What are we talking about? And he's like, well, Alabama could go out and get their own contracts, and Ohio State could go out and get their own contracts, be their own independent division, which is essentially what he's saying Notre Dame is by going and getting that TV money.
It's Notre Dame, Army, Navy.
Right.
Those are the three independents.
Okay.
And
I'm saying that the bucket's pretty.
And the Army
shallow.
Navy only get viewership for one game.
Right.
Right. Even Air Force is in a fucking conference now, aren't they?
I don't know. Are they?
I'm pretty sure they are.
That was the Coast Guard.
But that to me is so dumb. The Big Ten needs to be, or the Notre Dame needs to be in the Big Ten. They might get a little bit more money now, but they're gonna lose out on a bunch of scholarship or good players to scholarships. They're gonna lose any relevancy that they had. Mm-hmm. And I hate it for Freeman because I like him, and I really hope that he was going to be the guy there for a long time. But I mean, they're not going to be contending to me, like legitly contending.
No.
If they're in the Big Ten, that would make that conference stronger and make that school stronger.
The big thing with Notre Dame is, you have this nationwide following in Notre Dame. I mean, they're still one of the top draws as far as that's how they can go and get that TV money.
Yeah,
and they can they don't have to share it with anybody.
Then if they went to the Big Ten, you would have the rivalry with
Ohio
USC,
State, Michigan,
UCLA,
or Ohio State Notre Dame game every year.
Michigan, USC used to play them all the time.
Michigan played Notre Dame year in year out. Yeah.
Think of that.
Yeah.
That brings your money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, you still have that really solid fan base.
You have the fan base.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere, but they're not going to be like an Ohio State and Alabama, LSU. They're not going to. They've been to one national title game in 30, 40 years, whatever, and they got their asses handed to them.
Yeah. Well, over or under, or not over under, I should say, Notre Dame making the college football playoff for the next 5 years straight.
5 years straight?
Yeah.
I would say
under.
Over under 4 of the 5.
One.
I could see them definitely missing.
I could see them making it every time though.
Yeah, with 12 and 14.
Yeah.
They would be the one at large that has the
now,
most.
if they join the Big Ten conference, they might not.
Right. Well, and I think that's
easily be a 3-loss team.
Well, and I think that's a great point as why Notre Dame doesn't want to join the Big Ten.
But if it's going to go to 14, you're going to get at least 5 from the Big Ten, probably.
Yeah, but if they join the Big Ten, they could easily be a 3-loss team every year.
But they'd still have a chance to get there. If they're a 2-loss team, there might be a 9-3 USC that has better wins.
But this might be why they're staying out of conference.
That does make sense now that you say that. But it is more the more that it expands the playoff.
Because if they can get the same money on their own TV contracts, and then they're still.
But is it the same money?
A 1 or 2? Who knows? We don't.
The same money as they would do with the Big Ten? No, they'd have to share it.
But they would have to share it, but doesn't mean they ain't going to get the same amount.
No, that's true. But apparently they're not because they went ahead and signed a deal. At least they're looking down the road. I think it's at least for the next 2 or 3 years that they're like, well, we're still going to get more money just being out here on an island.
Yeah. But Jesse chimed in with Dante Stallworth for Brady Quinn. He didn't have him to throw to. 2008, he hit somebody in a car while I was drunk.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Sometimes it be like that.
It do be like that, as it do.
All right. Let's move along to our final segment, which is always the fan favorites with just us three.
We are the fans.
Yes.
We are the fans. I'll start it off here. Sammy Sosa's story. So I hate to beat a dead dog here, but
Beat a white dog.
yeah, well, yeah. So Sammy Sosa,
pale horse.
if nobody is aware of this, you need to just go back over the last 2 or 3 years and just see where he's kind of washed himself like Michael Jackson and become whiter.
He's a white.
So coming out of the woodwork this week, he goes back to Chicago finally after like 15 years. I guess there was a big fallout there because they wanted Sammy Sosa to basically admit, of the steroid use, and he wasn't having it. But I wish we could hear this clip because it is a really good clip. So a local reporter from Chicago goes immediately. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, Sammy Sosa got darker again.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Time for you and Tom Ricketts to sit down to get back into their good graces?
Well, like I say, I'm a mature man. I think that it's a possibility that we can do that. I'm open. I don't have a problem with that. I have, like I said, I have a lot of misunderstanding in the past, but now I'm a real man. I feel great, so I recognize my mistake. So hey, why not?
Are you telling me that you recognize the fact that maybe you did do steroids?
Right.
This is like I say,
That's not what I meant.
this is
I said what I meant, but I didn't.
not the question that I expected from you.
No hablo
So-
inglés.
Yeah. Can't you tell I'm a white? Why are you asking me this?
I mean, the guy fumbles around for the last 15 seconds and basically comes out to the reporter and says, I really wasn't prepared for that question
Yeah.
about admittance of steroid use.
I wish I had Joe Biden's guys to fucking back me. There he is. Hell yeah.
So there, he got the other one there that I sent
Yes,
in.
yes.
This one here. You should pull down the one where it looks like he's looking
got
like
the flat bill
he's-
before the flat bill.
he's got-
I like that.
he's got the white Michael Jackson thing going on.
Yeah.
Did you get that, or I don't know if you loaded that one up or not?
Yeah,
I thought I
the
did.
side
Just
by side.
so anybody
did.
Yep.
Did you? Okay, all right, perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
This was like last year or the year before, and then on the left, and then on the right is just this last week.
Yeah, there's no like confusing that lighting either.
No, absolutely not.
There's pigmentation missing,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
there's pigmentation.
So
there.
I guess what I want to find out is, did he put a bunch of makeup on for that interview? I mean, obviously, because you're not remelanating your skin, right, for an interview.
Well, he lives in the Dominican. I don't understand how you get lighter there.
Unless he makes whiteface with makeup.
Are you allowed to do that?
This is cultural
Yes,
appropriation.
you're allowed to do that.
This
You
is
can do
cultural
anything you want to
appropriation.
white people. Have you listened to any news story lately?
All right. And we want to go ahead and give a shout out here to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
You have one that's great here of Russ.
Yeah, I have to get that real quick.
Oh, I thought you already had it.
Well, I thought I did too.
Classic. I love it. Just
I mean, how standoffish is even the clip that I saw today of him? Just it makes you like kind of cringe. It makes you cringe
I
like
love
listening
how
to
cringy
Russ.
he is.
Really?
I fucking love it. I love to just watch it. Like I'm just
Yeah.
I half the time I have to look away. I'm like, ooh.
Right. That's
so
what I'm saying.
bad.
You got to shut your eyes to kind of listen to it.
And like that's him. Like
Yeah, it's
that's the
just
perfect.
how he lives.
It's like Carlton doing the Carlton. It's like you kind of want to hear it. You want to hear Tom Jones playing, but you don't really want to see it.
Yeah.
So
You're just like, all right, dude, just go do America's Funniest Home Videos already.
And
Stop
yeah,
playing football.
and Russ's wife on the new Steelers logo.
That's crazy looking. That's his actual wife.
that's the The draft day wife.
Yeah,
right?
the draft day wife.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, he's married
Married to
to
Sia
yes,
now.
yeah.
Is it Sierra?
Sierra.
Yeah.
Sierra. Okay.
God, she
Who
was
the
so
hell's married to
excited.
Sia? Nobody.
I don't
No,
know
she's
who
just
that is.
another R&B singer.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, she is.
No one knows who that is, but it's provocative.
Okay,
But
I like it.
it's provocative.
Well, that's because I
She
want to
said,
see
I see ya.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. And finally, well, I shouldn't say finally, but Juwan Howard being fired from Michigan today. With all his other antics, at least last year or 2 years ago when he was basically like trying to fight the other coach immediately after the game.
Yeah.
Juwan Howard will now forever be known to be the first Big Ten coach to have 20 losses first in a season for Michigan, and to go 8-22 this year, which is the worst record in Michigan basketball in 108 years of existence.
So he's comparable to Luke Fickell for Ohio State football.
I don't even know where you compare him.
At least when their football team sucked, they were a basketball school. Now that Harbaugh's gone and they're about to get sanctioned,
They're a nothing school.
they're a nothing school.
Yes.
It's all deserved.
It's so
They don't even have hot cheerleaders.
It's so deserved.
Right.
Anyway, anybody pumped up for the NCAA tournament at all?
Not
I mean,
so.
I know it's championship week. Our other contributor who is not here, Mark.
He may show up again once, maybe again eventually.
Yeah, he's on our shirts for some reason.
So,
Yeah, he is. He got the big time media credits for Mark.
anyway, he threw out a great stat. I did want to bring it up for him, though. Yeah. So he brought out a stat last year. If you do want to bet on it, I know Mark's kind of low-key going with Kentucky, Purdue in the Big Ten, of course. Houston's been number one for a while. And then UConn's always kind of sneaky, and Arizona. So there's big horses up there. But I guess the stat is that any team that's lost basically in the first round of their championship week, they can be nullified off that list. Right there, so it takes out the Crichton Blue Jays, and yeah, I know, right?
Tennessee Duke
yeah,
lost.
the Tennessee men Vols.
Well,
Sounds so awkward. It sounds like Russ.
Sounds gross.
Well, you brought up like being excited about the NCAA tournament. I have not been excited about the NCAA tournament since like 2012.
Yeah.
Fucking Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I mean the 1 year thing I think ruined it for me.
The one and done.
One and done. To me, either let the kids go to pro out of high school or make it 3 years, just like the NFL.
That or something similar to what you're talking about, the NIL, where it's kind of
made
shit
and
a
the
little
movement
whitewashed.
And the NIL has kind of ruined that even more in men's basketball.
Right.
And the last like 4 years with how it is where these players go, it's like, dude, it is such trash basketball because they're trying to be NBA players and they're just throwing bricks up.
There's not.
And they're just not. And it's just like, God damn it, dude. Like, if I see someone chuck up a fucking 40-footer for no goddamn reason in college basketball, like, that's where you need to learn how to play the game.
Get out!
Yeah. Unless you're Steph Curry at fucking Davidson or, you're, somebody that can actually shoot, fucking J.J. Redick, or you should have that one guy in your team. Everybody else needs to hit the corner threes when you're open and run a fucking offense.
Sure.
Because I watched Ohio State. I tried to watch Ohio State for a couple years, and it's just like, it's too much.
You can't do it.
I don't like college basketball.
Yeah.
No,
They don't look good.
It is.
I don't watch
big
college
trash.
Yeah. Speaking of big trash, I was going to talk about something else, but I guess
we're bringing Mark back up.
Yeah. No. Well, we can.
Mark
whatever it is
like,
you want to do.
Mark, we should call Mark the Magic Man. He's like, now you see me, now you don't. He just hasn't showed back up.
I want to give a shout out again to Mike Peake, and I wasn't able to find this, but I guess those videos now, and you've been on top of it for the better part of a month.
Yeah.
Somebody's big trash again.
No, I mean, people are like trying to copycat this guy. He's going totally ballistic on social media now.
Yeah.
Those big trash.
Oh, yeah.
We're done with the 80s, done with the 90s shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Gary
he's really blowing. It's really blowing up across all
Dr. J,
all social
Dr.
media
what?
platforms.
Trash.
But I guess, and I wish I was trying to find it before we did the pod like earlier today, but I heard it on another podcast. where Jordan was doing the 3-point contest, like back in the late 80s.
Oh, he
Yeah.
only made
Did you
3.
see this one?
Yeah.
Where
he
He made like
3.
8 of them.
No,
out
he
of
didn't
30.
make even
Yeah.
close
And like
to 8.
in the Moneyball was like just getting, but it was the best part about it was that like somebody put like a brick sound every time you hit the fucking
Dude,
rim.
I'm telling you,
It was so
watched
good.
that same 3-point contest. I think at the most he made 5
Right.
of 30.
Right.
Yeah, but then they're like, "We made 7 in one
Big
in a
trash.
finals
Big
game."
trash.
Like, yeah, anybody can do one thing once.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, it is hilarious because now all these Jordan fans are like trying to make videos of like the new age stuff, and it's like one play in one game.
Yeah,
where
that's all
LeBron
they
like
have.
slips.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Let's show the rest of the game where he still had a triple double.
so he had 19 in the fourth quarter and outscored the other team. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I don't know, use his left fucking hand.
Right. No left hand.
Right.
Dude, some of the Jordan trying to finish left-handed is just he just lays it into the backboard and it just bounces straight off.
Right. Well,
Doesn't even go towards the rim at all.
and I didn't realize how trash Scotty was. Like some of these, like he's just dribbling and just like throws the ball to
Yeah.
the defender.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they played defense back then. Everybody's form of defense was playing 8 foot off of somebody, and when they drove to you, you just like fouled the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
That's defense.
Their defense was like what you see in movies, like they put icy hot, so
Yeah.
their arms are always up.
Yeah.
That's their defense.
Well, and the other thing is too, you brought up the good point. You can play 8 feet off of guys because the 3-point shot wasn't prolific.
Well, and
They
in the
couldn't
90s,
make
they
it.
made it
Now
shorter.
you can't fucking do it.
No.
No.
So, yeah, you have to stay in front of somebody. And even, like, back then, you had, like, one offensive guy.
You got,
Everybody else was defenders.
Steph Curry just taking shots from the fucking emblem out there for
you
fun.
have to play...
He's taking shots at the bar while shooting the fucking basketball
Yeah.
on the court.
Like, and that's the one thing about the NBA. It's made it hard to watch because these guys are so good because you have to play defense 35 feet off the fucking rim.
Well, true. Right.
And there's three seconds in the key, like, and there's not a legal defense, so like there's it's a lot harder to be an offensive player because they have to be so skilled, and it makes it even harder to be a goddamn defensive player.
Yeah.
Because how are you can't switch on screens because as soon as you put somebody that's 4 inches shorter on somebody, they're just gonna shoot over you.
Right.
On Steph, you have to literally be a half-court defender.
Yeah.
Which is
And
insane. And not
Maybe
get,
not anymore since
Not
he was
get
Milwaukee,
caught up in
but-
a pick.
Yeah. And then you have guys like Donovan Mitchell who can shoot like that
Yeah.
and can also dunk on 7-footers.
Yeah.
Like,
do you mean?
But Michael Jordan's the best.
Yes.
Big trash.
yeah, because he beat
Because he beat a bunch of plumbers and welders.
dude. Like you watch the Sun, like when he played the Suns in the finals, and there's literally like when he's like taking a foul shot, there's 3 white dudes
In
on
the
the
paint.
Suns.
Yeah.
standing there. It's like I don't know any one of those dudes' names.
No. Nobody does. Michael Jordan doesn't
Dan
even know their
Marley.
names.
I was going to say,
he was such a
Dan
great
Marley
defender.
was on there.
Is that Bob Marley's just long lost
Danny
brother?
Ferry ever make it there?
He played for the Suns there too.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he did. So
Well, Danny Ainge.
he might have.
Was Danny Ferry a Cav?
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
But
he
I
might
can't-
have, was he on that Suns
I
team?
think he was in the. Yeah, like after the Cavs, he went.
to the Suns.
I thought he went to the Suns. I could be
He
wrong about that.
No,
but,
I think you might be right.
But yeah, Dan Marley for sure.
Yeah.
I mean that dude.
Well, and Danny Ainge was there and got cooked.
Yeah.
But he looks like me. I mean, I'm 6'3".
You're not that white.
I'm Italian, so yeah.
You're olive colored.
Yeah. They would definitely hate me even more.
I always love it when it's about midsummer. You start to get that olive tan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speak by the way.
Like, oh, you gonna go have some pastrami today? Are you?
Clogging my arteries with bread, that's for sure.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
No.
Tightheads, let's start our begging session.
Just,
We'll finish.
no, yeah, anybody that I see people are watching on Twitter, we appreciate it. You guys can join the chat at any time. We can see it here on
That was
Restream.
nice. Did you see that playback? Of you just
Oh.
Look like
Flick
Bryce
the-
Young trying to hit
the wrist.
Deontay Johnson
Flick
next
the
year.
wrist so good. It was nice.
But no, we appreciate it. We're here on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. TikTok, which we're trying to get the ability to use it on the laptop and use the RSS stream here, but we try to do it the best we can on mobile.
Yeah, China does not want
But we have some funny shit on TikTok.
Yep.
Go check us out. It's what Dogs Raw.
Yep, I put a new TikTok up today for us. So,
Yeah.
well, is that one we started off with the clown and Kenny Pickett? So
Yep.
at least
So
get on there and check.
a lot of our content at the moment is going through Facebook, but I'm trying my best to try to.
You've been working on Twitter,
yeah.
like really good. When I've been trying to work more on TikTok.
Yeah. So try to be a little more vocal on there and try to, put some news on there, put some funny shit there. We like to.
And Instagram, we give zero fucks about, so don't even get on that account.
We need to do more Crying Jordans on Twitter. I need to get on that. But if you guys have stuff, we do this every Friday night. And if you guys have some good CJs you guys want to throw our way, we would love to put them on the at the end of the show, and that's when we do our Crying Jordan segment. But we like to have fun, so come hang out with us every Friday. It's basically at 7:30. Sometimes we start at 8, but it's glad you guys are here.
All right,
Yeah.
Brandon.
If you want to see a white guy be continually racist, just go to TikTok and I'll be on there. So
Jeez.
just go there if that's what you're here for. I'll just tell you the shortcut.
Yeah, because if you want it in little bites that are digestible, just go to TikTok.
That's all I have for you. A bit of comedic relief.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is about sports and comedy, man. We like to fuck around, have fun. So
Sure.
Share, tell your friends to come hang out, yell at us, tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. Call us
Oh.
pieces of shit. We love
Yeah.
it.
Something else I did want to. Any NASCAR this week? You
haven't.
big on that?
It's
How did
at-
you do last week, by the way?
Terrible.
Daytona's done.
Terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Who was your pick last week? I
I
can't
bet
remember.
80 to win 20, so
Okay.
that's not good.
No.
But in my bet, I actually won on, came in the morning of. Gunner hit me up, hey, Chris Buescher to win. Chris Buescher top 10. He got fucking second.
Oh,
Which if he would have won, $10 would have paid $360,
nice.
which would have been sweet. And the dude got second. The winner, Chris Bell, he was just fucking had the fastest car all day. He can't. This isn't really a passing track. Everybody kind of stays in line. Mm-hmm. This dude came from 20th to first, like 3 separate times during the race. Mm-hmm. His car was just way faster than everybody, like times 2. So he took it away. This week's Bristol.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
It's another track where you got to pick a driver. You got to pick a team. I like Chris Buescher again for a cheap
Tennessee, not Connecticut, right?
play. Tennessee, yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee whiskey.
Not
I
the
like-
ESPN headquarter area.
No,
Okay,
nope.
gotcha.
I like Buescher again, honestly. He'll be cheap in DraftKings. He'll be great odds to win, but the dude's a driver. He's a wheelman. He gets in there. We faded Denny Hamlin last year, and he fucking won it in the fall while we were there.
Wow.
So I like Denny too.
Okay.
It's pretty much pit strategy is big time at Bristol because there's so many laps getting run.
Isn't that a shorter track?
Yeah, it's only
okay.
half mile.
I do know that about
People are getting lapped and shit. So
Yeah, it's like top MPH is like 130 there.
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Pit strategy is huge. By the end of the race, there'll only be 14, 15 cars on the lead lap.
And only reason I know that is because of video games. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have a ton of info this week. Gunner hasn't hit me up with
NASCAR
that.
08,
Yep.
the Rainbow Warrior.
Gunner has.
Does that work out? Does that work like the Madden covers? Is you just get cursed if you go on like a
No,
NASCAR
because
video game?
it was like Kevin Harvick like 3 years in a row, and he did fine.
Yeah. Kevin Harvick was very successful.
So actually,
Yeah.
you want your guy to be on the NASCAR
Absolutely.
cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when that happens again, because then I'll just put like a futures bet.
Yeah, there
And
you
just go ahead and
There
put
you
it
go.
right on it. So the other thing I wanted to bring up to you, Ryan, I know that you're the big fan of the Independent.
RFK Jr.
RFK. So there's inklings out there that maybe Aaron Rodgers might. It's down to him and who Jesse the Body is his running mate possibly for.
It's a longer list than that.
It's-
There's
okay,
Mike
all right.
Rowe. There's Tulsi
Who?
Gabbard.
The
Mike
Dirty
Rowe.
Jobs guy?
Yeah.
Hey, that'd
Oh,
be
okay.
outstanding.
It would be outstanding. There's
Okay.
Mike Rowe.
That dude's
there's
an American.
Rand,
Yes.
Yeah, Rand Paul's on there. I mean, there's a lot of different types of people in there.
Is
but-
RuPaul with him?
I thought he was RuPaul.
No, I thought it was awesome. Like, people are like, "Oh, this is a joke." I'm like, "Fuck, that'd be awesome to have." It's like a real life Flash Gordon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This guy's a hero.
who's your pick? I mean, out of the hand, who?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay,
but
to be with RFK.
If it was
besides her though, who would you want to pick? Do you think
A-Rod, dude? I would love that to be.
Yeah,
because
Roger's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart. The guy went to fucking Cal Berkeley. Like all of a sudden he's not qualified. Like, well, Trump was a fucking game show host basically.
Yeah.
Reagan was an actor.
True.
Like, okay, so like he played football. He's obviously dedicated to his
Carter
craft.
was a peanut farmer.
Right.
I mean, let's just keep going down the list here.
But like,
Gerald Ford, he didn't remember.
He
was the original Biden.
But like everybody's like, let's get somebody that's like not a politician. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is not a politician.
Right. No. Yet.
Yes.
I mean, he's only been on Jeopardy, right?
Right. But he's smart. He's young.
Absolutely killed it.
There's a large group of people that know him. If he was on the ticket, he would be in the fucking news every goddamn day. They couldn't shut that up.
Right.
So no, I thought that'd be great.
Okay.
I'm going to chop that there. This is not a political podcast.
It's not.
We do not want to get Buzz and Ryan going.
It was connected with sports. So that's why I brought it up.
No, I loved him on Rogan.
The midget.
I loved him on Rogan. He's smart. Hell yeah, I think it's awesome.
I like RFK a lot.
Now he's in that dark cave doing his meditation with
You're talking about Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'd be excellent in like
in
aspects.
Let's just be frank about it. AJ Hawk in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Is that what they're talking about?
The best jawline in sports.
Right.
You kidding me?
Like imagine like talking shit to us at like some UN summit, and just AJ Hawk staring back at you.
He's like, hey, I fucking recognize you. You went to Ohio State. I fucked your sister. I remember you at Ohio State.
Brady Quinn's over the corner just shouting. All right. I guess that's going to wrap it up for us there. A little PS at the end. Yeah. And BS.
Yeah.
PS, wrap it before you tap it.
Right. Oh, nice. All right. RawDawgers out.
RawDawgers out.